Hello and welcome to the Life is Storytelling podcast. Today is July 3rd of 2025. I had to look at my phone for that. We are here to talk games and our podcast. I am your host, Chris Pierce, joined by my co-host, Ernest Gonzalez, or Toto Hoki, as you see him listed there. How you doing, bud?
Oh, it's a damn good day, baby. It's a long weekend we got coming up from work. Yeah, are
Yep,
you off tomorrow?
I'm not.
Ooh,
It's okay.
but it's kind of a regular thing for you that holidays aren't too
Right.
much
So I
of
might
a
end up
day
getting
off.
off early. I will say I was off today. So
Nice, nice. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take
we'll,
it.
we'll
And
take it.
because yesterday is your usual day off,
Right. So
Wednesdays, right?
I just had a
Okay.
double. I just had 2 days off in a
Yeah.
row.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, it doesn't happen all the time.
No,
We
not
got
at
to
all.
get in where we fit in.
You
All
gotta get in
gas,
where
no
you fit in.
breaks with it.
Yeah, I
But
mean, get
But
it.
yeah, man, just I'm always excited for a long weekend. I think the
Oh, for
Navy
sure.
fucked me up with that. Just um you have to cherish your time off. You can't work to 100% unless you rest to 100% is what I always say.
That's fair.
So,
I mean, that's completely fair. And then we have Gino's birthday this weekend. That'll be fun.
yeah. Happy
But
birthday, baby. We love you.
no. His birthday hasn't happened yet, but a birthday that has happened. We have, or as of yesterday, July 2nd, we have 3 years. We have 3 years on this podcast.
Let's go.
Obviously, not even a full year on YouTube, and even less than whatever that is in video episodes. This is our third
Mhm.
video episode, but we growing, we doing things. We've come a long way,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about more of that towards the back end here, because we're going to start pretty normal here, talking about gaming, some gaming news and whatnot. Because there's some news that just you got to speak on, good or bad, you know. But it's big, and that's why we got to speak
Yeah.
on it.
We're not good gaming news. We're gaming news,
Just
right?
gaming
So
news. It's
that
up to
includes the bad
them.
as well.
It's up to
Right.
them what kind of news we are. So you
We're
know,
just reporting it,
we're
baby.
just
That's
reporting
all.
it. We're just
That's all.
reporting
Don't
it.
be mad at the messenger.
Please don't. We're so small.
But you saw
But
how that worked in I was gonna say Remember the Titans. That's not the name of that movie. What's the one with all the abs?
all the abs.
Butler.
Gerard, but oh, 300.
300. They do the messenger dirty in that motherfucker
They
dog.
do. They do.
Yeah,
Son
yeah,
of a
yeah.
bitch, man. I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
You haven't thought
Um,
about them abs, dog.
no, no, dude, no. There is a set of abs that should be on everyone's mind right now, and that's only if you've watched K-pop
Me?
Demon Hunter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, them boys are sexy.
One of them literally is called like it's a Korean name, but he has Abby in it, and he's the big thick one. But he's also a demon. It's the whole thing. Go watch it.
Thick boy.
Variety. I'm not even kidding. Variety put out their list. They do this at like the halfway mark every year of the top Oscar contenders, like for Best Picture for what. And the K-pop Demon Hunter is on the list for animated film. And
Dude,
this
that I
is
mean
how I
that's
learned
great, man.
because I didn't
It
know it
makes
got a
sense.
limited theatrical release because you have to be in theaters for some period of time, or you're not even qualified.
Right.
I would have gone. We didn't get it. No, it is what it is. But that movie's blowing up, and I'm just
So
happy.
you went into that movie thinking like this is going to be good,
Yeah. Well, so
or were you
I
just like,
really
I'm
didn't
gonna
like
check
the
it
name.
out, and then you were surprised?
So I had nothing to go off of from any word of mouth or anybody else. Sony
Hmm.
Animation Studios, that's who brings us Spider-Man. Um, and it's a new IP, and I saw a glimpse of the trailer and I liked the animation. That's all I went. That's all I had. I went in, they started singing, and I was like, oh my God. And guys, this is how it's gonna happen. This is gonna be what gets me into K-pop. Son of a bitch. God damn it. It's good.
It's happening.
I've been listening to some other
And
groups
then
and I was like,
y'all,
shit.
and then maybe we can bring him over just a little bit further and get him into the K dramas because
I watched Squid Game.
they're good, baby.
Just
They're
playing.
good. I've been trying to get him for a minute. I've been
Yeah.
trying to get him for a
And I
minute,
haven't
but
been
I
like
haven't gotten the
and
bite.
that'll actually go into what we're going to talk about later. It's all
Yeah,
about whatever else I'm watching or whatever else we're doing at the time.
right, right. And long list there, a lot of long list
For
there.
sure.
So
But so
in
regardless,
time, we might get him over to the dark side.
for sure.
I'm hoping. I'm
For sure.
hoping because I got some good ones for you, bloodhounds,
I
baby.
believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I didn't even know we were going to talk about that today. But I just all the love to K-pop Demon Hunters, and that soundtrack is so good that they are releasing a physical version of it. Netflix does not do that a lot.
Yeah, just a heads up. If y'all came here for us to stay on track, to stay on target,
You
you're
must be
listening to
new.
the wrong
It's like you
podcast,
must
man.
be new.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
where to go. Yeah,
But we
these
appreciate
tangents
everyone who's been
will
here
happen.
and any new people as well. But
But yeah, man, 3 years, baby.
3 years.
That, it
3 years.
feels good, man. It
It
feels
does.
good because this is my medicine. This is my
Yeah.
medicine. Like we in this 3 years, we've gone through a lot, the both of us. And there's been times that you're like, yo, like we can take the week off if you need to, like if you're
Right.
recouping, if you're grieving, whatever's going on. And I'm like, nah, man, like I need the podcast right now. Like that is my happy place. Like I need to go in there and just talk about video games. Like
Yeah. That's the
that's
whole
what
point of
gives
it.
me life sometimes, you
Right.
know? So I appreciate you having me, homie. Big time.
Absolutely. Because at first you just started out as a little guest. And to be fair, it was only like 2 weeks
Yeah.
of me realizing, like, oh, I really don't want to do this alone. It's just like, and like you were always down. Justin was down too. To be fair, he never complained. He was on there when I asked
Right.
him to be. But it was just like I know there's a limit to this. It's a whole thing. It's completely fair.
Mhm.
We all have our times. He has a lot of time dedicated to cards and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, it's just how it worked out. You said yes, and we have not looked back once. It's been great. Thank you for hopping on. And like I said, we're gonna look back a little bit more a little later on. But happy 3 years, bro. Happy 3 years.
Happy three. Happy
Happy
three.
three. We're just
Moving
as
on
old
to
as Gino.
4 and past that. Hell yeah.
Hell
Gino's
yeah,
turning
brother.
3 too, dude.
Just connecting 1 year at a time with the chiral
It's my
network.
favorite giant toddler.
But let's start. Now, this is definitely not going to be going through announcement by announcement, but Bandai Namco did have a showcase, and I will say props to them. It was a showcase. It was an actual showcase. It
It's
wasn't
the
just
best
some
I've seen them do.
recording. Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't
Yeah.
just some recording of their like panel at some convention, and I understand that can be cool too. It's just not always the best, you know.
Don't call it a
Um,
showcase then. You know? Like, I mean,
that's a
don't
panel.
set that expectation.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. But yeah, Bandai Namco. There's a few things you can look forward to here. I think it's a safe bet, though they do publish one of the biggest franchises in the world, and that is the Dark Souls Elden Ring series. You're not going to see
I
any of
always
that
forget
here.
that. I always
Yeah,
forget
and
that, dude.
I'm fairly
Yeah.
certain there's some legislation somewhere that's keeping them from talking about it here. Um, so that was not here. So everyone wanting to see, because I think the next thing to look forward to for people is when is it coming? When is Elden Ring coming to Switch 2? We know it's coming, but there's no date yet. Um, Still not a thing. So I will say out front, it's not here. But Ernest, well, we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna start with the top of the show, what they started off with. They start with My Hero Academia. Uh,
Yeah.
they start with My Hero Academia. I will say, yes, it does look like we are getting another arena fighter. No hate to
Mhm.
that, because I've
Yeah.
actually heard good things about the My Hero ones. You know,
And it's more or less what you expect at this point from
right?
that franchise, you know?
For
So
sure. And this seems to be obviously they did not market it as the last one, but it is encompassing this. The last season's coming out in October. You do see glimpses of things that are going to be part of that season in this here. It is going to be My Hero Academia. All's Justice? Is that right?
I have all justice, like
There,
singular all.
there's an S. That's on the
There's an
label, but it's like it says All Justice, and then they add in the S, and I was just like, what are we doing?
all justice is a weird name to begin with.
All Justice makes more sense than All's Justice.
All's justice is that's just nonsense. That's just nonsense.
I thank you,
Yeah.
Totohoki. I do think it is nonsense as well.
Mm, mm. Total hooky say. I don't know why he would speak like that.
Well,
I
I
don't
was
know
like,
why
what
he
the
would
hell
speak.
is that? Stop yourself
I
before
don't
you
know
do
why he would
something
speak
bad.
like one of
Oh
my
man.
ancestors. Fucking Total Hokey say it's bad.
Yeah, it is All's
What the-
Justice. It is All's
okay,
Justice. I
all's
just looked at their
justice.
page. Yeah,
All's them justices.
yeah. I mean, everyone's fighting what they think is right. But I know it's a franchise. We've seen we missed the most recent movie. We did not go see that movie. I think it was either
Right.
this year or sometime last year. But we had seen the ones prior. Um, and it's a show we both watched. I most recently did rewatch everything, and I'm caught up on the manga. I finished it,
And
and I'm
I'm
actually
like a season behind, to
right.
be fair.
I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain you're two at this point, sir. Fairly certain it's
That
two.
might be a thing. I
No,
don't
just
know.
kidding. Regardless, though, um, it's a show that we both like. Like, there's no
Right.
hate for it here. But I with this, I was curious. Well, let's talk about this game, then we can talk about something else here in a minute. That is the main reason I wanted to bring it here. Does this do anything for you? Did this bring you any
Not for
excitement? Were
me.
you happy to see anything from it? No.
Not for me.
Okay.
So anime games being good
Mhm.
is it's a toss up in,
Yeah.
in most situations. There are some that I really feel that they just threw together
Yeah.
to have that name on there and to make them money, and the game ends up being so
Yeah.
dang near every time.
Yeah.
We have our good ones out there. We have our Xenoverses and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
The Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series, I'll say, is pretty
right,
good.
yeah, those are great. Like then the way that you interact, like with
And
the
those
story,
are arena fighters. There's just stuff built
right?
around the arena fights. So yeah.
Yeah, with those like interactive cutscenes
Yeah.
that you're going
And
through,
I'm
those are my
fairly certain
favorite
that's
parts,
also
man.
Bandai Namco as well. So yeah.
Right, and so like, so I wouldn't be surprised if like I got in here and it was a good time.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if I prioritize this game over
That's right.
anything else that I have on my priority list at the
Yeah.
moment. So like I know I have on here, I'm probably not going to play this.
Yeah.
That is like one of my notes right here,
Mhm.
like so. I mean, I'm just going to admire it from afar. If at some point my son asks to play it, then I might get it for him. I'll
Yeah.
support that. But because he's played one in the past,
Okay.
but he was sitting right here a little bit earlier when I was watching the showcase,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh, the first thing they have is a new My Hero game," and he rolled his eyes, and I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm not spending on that one." So I mean,
Oh.
anybody that does love these arena fighters and loves going back through those stories, and because it's another level of immersion,
It is. I
like
think it really
for
depends
us
on your love for the
gamers.
franchise on display here.
Right, and that's part of why I love those Naruto games so
Right.
much, is because like you are immersed and interacting in that world with those characters and
Yeah.
stuff. And I know there's people that want that with My Hero, so this is pretty much a must.
Yeah, and like they do a good job showing like the story cutscenes and whatnot along with the fighting and everything. I will say this might make more sense. Yes and no. Looking at the PlayStation Store, the other games are called My Hero One's Justice,
Mm,
and
mm,
My Hero
mm, mm.
One's Justice 2, and this is My Hero All's Justice. So I guess somebody from Xbox must be naming the games too. But yeah, no, it's um but I will say I love this franchise. What this is going to do for me, assuming if it does happen to, so this is what's going to happen because I do have One's Justice 2 wish listed for when it does or like when it goes on sale. You know what I mean? Like you want
Mhm.
to see it go on, and it does drop it to 9.99 quite often. Granted, it's been out for a while. Not to say like
And you still don't.
I
And
haven't
you still
because it's
don't.
been like you really have to be in the moment for that,
Yeah.
and like there's always something for. Oh, we
You
say
have to be
always.
between games,
Right.
like,
It can't
and
be
we
something
end up
that's
in that
coming.
sometimes,
We
but
do.
then you're in the mood
But
for
then the
something
game
like
might not be on
not
sale
like
anymore, and
what
you're
you
like, "Oh, I'm
just
not
played.
spending 30 on that." Like, I'm just...
Yeah, man. And like those backlog times, that's what I call it, like my
Yeah,
backlog time. And
100%.
sometimes it is a newer game that I wasn't planning on playing.
Yep.
But like the time between big games, like most of the time I don't want to play a game like I just played, like in
Yeah.
that same genre, and I don't want to play a game that I'm just like the one that I'm about to play.
That's right.
So finding something to fill the time in the meantime is a little challenging at times.
Yeah.
And but My Hero, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm not like a super fan of it.
Yeah.
So I'm 2 seasons
Super.
behind, for
It's One
goodness sake.
Piece. It's One Piece.
So
But what? So like, because I own all of the Ultimate Ninja Storm franchise because
Mhm.
they bundled it together and they put it on sale at some point. I literally last year, because I spent $20 on all of them, like for the whole batch. And like, if they do that with My Hero at some point, yeah,
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 hell yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah.
Because
And because
also,
that's
it's gonna
what
be a lot
that's
easier
a
to go
good
through
like
than the whole
60
show. Yeah,
hours.
I was like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be easier to go through than the whole show. But that is to say, it is cool. The trailer looked cool. It looks like it's gonna be neat. I
I like the
know.
animation.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
quality. It looks quality. There
And
was
that you're able to have the whole class, dude.
yeah.
Because like the
Understandably, you
first
should have the biggest
two,
roster. Yeah.
right. It's all's justice, for goodness sake. But
Alls.
the so all of Class A is in that motherfucker. But yeah, I didn't know that you're only controlling one character
Yeah.
in the first one. So yeah, it's great that you finally get to get hands on with the rest of that class because all of those powers are dope. You know.
You say all
Well,
of
okay.
them. He's a cool
Well,
character, but like tape elbows isn't the coolest power.
yeah, no, yeah, I take it back.
Like I
I
don't
take
hate
it
any of
back.
the characters, but not all the powers are great.
But there's a lot of those characters that I would want to play with in
Right.
that situation.
Right.
You know, I want to be
You're
Shadowbird boy. What's
Todoroki.
his name? Yeah,
Oh yeah, sure.
Todoroki, dog.
Yes.
Yeah,
You went for
yeah,
the. I went straight for the top. So yeah. But yes, there should be a great variety here. Obviously, this is like some people love it, some people don't, but I think it's the way it's always been and it should stay. Like it is an unbalanced fighter. It's not meant to be like for your competitive scene. There's not necessarily
yeah.
balancing your things to do like that. The powers are supposed to be powers, and it's parts of it are supposed to be broken. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I'm really so what I was really happy about because I was worried, and we'll get to the other half of what I'm about to say here. I was really worried that the My Hero game was going to be their one more thing. Um,
No.
because they announced there's gonna be a new My Hero game before the showcase even started. Like it was like when they announced the showcase, they announced there's gonna be a new My Hero game announced, and I was so happy that they put it at the top. I was like, perfect. This is perfect.
Especially if you're talking about it before the show, right?
Right. I was like, this
Yeah.
is great because also like I mean it's big enough. It's obviously popular enough. Get people started in there, get people excited. But Ernest is what's another one you want to talk about from the showcase?
I just want to say that I think Code Vein 2 looks cool.
Yeah,
I don't
the
really
chick
don't
with the
have too
candle in her
much
head
to
looks
say
awesome.
about it at all. But yeah, dude, like they have really cool looking enemies,
They do.
like almost Dark Souls-esque, like
Yeah.
in the way that they're designed and just so unique, you know?
Mhm.
And in the action RPG space, like you want to be intimidated by those bosses. You don't want your some little clown looking motherfuckers, you know. You want something that's
The
like, oh,
clown
like
in
I
Lies
used
of P is a
to-
menace.
oh no, yeah, not talking about that clown. That he
It's
was
just
an
like, hold on now.
asshole too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And because he's the one in the demo, and I never beat that demo,
He's tough. He's
but
tough.
I did beat him in the
In the
actual
game. Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So I'll take that. But I got to grind up a little bit for that. So it was
For
a
sure.
little different. But Code Vein, I've never played the original, but Code Vein 2 does look pretty cool, man.
It is.
And it has me interested because I believe it's either a part of the PlayStation subscription or Game Pass is one of those. It's out there for me to play
Oh, the
like
first
right
one,
now.
yes. Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure they gave it away as
it's
PS Plus. So
and you know, I love a good, just like out of nowhere kind of cheesy like action JRPG.
yeah.
So J JARPG. I don't know. We're
Japanese
getting into
animation
too many.
RPG, yeah.
Yeah. But it looks cool. The whole time travel thing, it's done so much nowadays.
Even the
Um,
Avengers have
Not
done
saying
it.
that they're like biting anybody or anything like
They are,
that,
there's
but like,
vampires. What are you talking about?
oh man. Damn, of all the words I could have used there for imitate. But yeah, but it does look interesting, and it got me thinking like maybe I'll play the first one, see if this is something that I'm into.
Yeah,
But it's a far off thing, and one of those
that's right.
things that the time would have to be right for.
I get it. I get it. Because yeah, I'm
Yeah.
right there with you. I've tried out the first one. I'm fairly certain because they gave it on PS Plus. Um, I did fall off of it. I do believe there's multiplayer. I don't know. I
How
don't
that would
know.
work.
That's one of the few demos. Well, I think it works just like Dark Souls. Like you summon a person in for your.
Oh, you summon somebody to help you. Okay.
Right. It's not full call up. No, it's not full call up. Okay, I'm presuming the second one's like the first one. So going off that. But me and I think that's one of the few demos I got Justin to hop on for that and randomly Battlefield 1. Yeah, there's different things. But yeah, Code Vein 2 it looks neat. I can't believe it's coming. Like I never would have thought that would have gotten a sequel. Not saying it was bad, but it makes me wonder like was that first one that good? I don't know.
And maybe you're misremembering, and it was great, and
No,
you
I'm not.
loved it.
Impossible. Let me see here. What's another one? So, were you confused by the Death Note thing at all?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they're giving us. The only thing that I saw for sure was new roles are
That's at the
coming out.
very end. Yeah, that's at the very end.
And like, was Mello not there
I don't
before?
think so.
Okay, so
I don't
he's
know because we
getting
played two
added
games.
to it. Yeah, yeah. This my first note on there was really wasn't that thrilling of a game.
Yeah.
it was it wasn't and at first I had put did not have fun, but I feel like this is more fair,
I was
you
gonna say
know.
I think we had a little,
So
we had a decent time, but it was just like
I never really knew
certain.
what was going on.
I was gonna say certain things just happen too easily to where you notice like, oh, I took a key card off a guy. Oh, he's guessing I took the key card off of him. Oh, I'm guilty, and you're out, and you're
Yeah,
just like, oh
yeah.
man, because
And
all
it's
you really have to
done.
do is stand next to the guy you're stealing the stuff from.
And because one time I was trying to interact with a dead body and a dude was standing next to me and I stole his key card by
There
accident.
you
And I
go.
was like, oh, I didn't know this could happen. It
Well,
just, I don't know. It felt like a mess
so
when
to
we
be
played
fair,
it. Maybe
because
that's on us.
again, I was gonna say we're rooting for the games as always. We did not do the tutorial. We hopped in.
No,
Yeah, we hopped
yeah,
in
yeah,
because we were looking for something to play. It was like a really rare occurrence of all three of us needing an online thing to do, and we hopped in. We started looking at the tutorial stuff for a minute, and Justin's like, "This is a lot," and it is. To be fair, and from what we experienced, maybe it's a lot for a reason.
right.
So, to that end, can't really. It does feel like a mess, but maybe there's just a lot of mechanics that we just didn't know what to do with.
Yeah, yeah. And just for us, it wasn't the best time. And yes,
Right.
I am
And like
speaking
even
for
when you
both
got the
of
lobby
us.
going, like it was fine. It was just not the
Mm,
greatest. And it is regardless, it's Among Us with extra steps, which can be cool.
right.
Which can be cool.
Yeah.
And
And
hey,
because we were just
there's
talking
fun.
about wanting a good murder mystery game the
Right.
other day.
Right.
So like, yeah. I
Dude,
mean,
let
if y'all
us.
have any murder mystery recommendations
That'd
for
be wonderful.
games,
That'd be
video
wonderful.
games specifically.
Right. So that we can do
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
obviously when
'Cause
we're
you know
like
there's
there's a lot
good
of board games. There's a ton
yeah,
of
we could
those.
play Clue any fucking time we
We
want,
could
but
literally just
like,
like
you
kill
know,
one of ourselves. We'll kill one of
we
each
could
other.
watch Clue anytime we want.
We could. We
It's
could
good.
watch
It's a
Clue.
good movie.
Watch
I
Clue, play
watched that
Clue.
for the first time a while back. It's so good.
Really? Like this year?
No, I messaged you about it. I think it was last year, year
Ah, okay.
before, something like
Then
that.
that I
Yeah.
was gonna say I do not remember. So, yeah. Then that might be why.
It's a great movie. It's so funny, dude.
It
It's
is. It
awesome.
is really
Yeah.
funny. Tune in for our Clue podcast every Thursday, and
Yeah.
then but what is another one you got? If you have anything,
So Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree
I do have this here. Yeah,
looks really, really cool,
it does
man.
look
It
cool.
is definitely like that. I always see these games and compare them to Hades because that was my first real game like that was
It's a roguelike.
roguelite
Yeah.
like that. Um, and then roguelite to roguelite. It's roguelite, right?
Oh God, there is a difference because there are two
There's a
different
I think
things.
this one
But
is
I don't know.
Lite. Yeah. But anyway, it like the whole Oriental world and stuff, you know, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Just that style is very much what I'm into, and that's always I'm gonna gravitate towards that a little bit.
Yep.
But the action looks really good. The way that they put the emphasis on how you interact with the villagers and the people that you're taking with you on these journeys and how that's going to affect your abilities and stuff like that really makes it seem like not only is it going to be a good time, but there's going to be some replayability there for you to deal with different levels. I mean, of course, you need replayability in a roguelite in the first place,
100%.
but
By default.
but it seems like the loop is not something that you're going to get tired of very quickly,
Yeah.
and you're going to want to continue to go through and make it to the end of that. And yeah, man, yeah, it's something that I have my eye on.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if it's necessarily like a day one or anything. At one point I had like this is my favorite thing in the showcase,
Mm.
and then other stuff came out and went back and deleted that line
And that
because
means
it
it's
doesn't
something you
stand out
like.
as much as
Yeah,
others.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it did catch my eye when we went
And
past it.
again,
So
a testament to the showcase in general to have more than one thing that's good is neat.
yeah, dude. I'm like overall with this showcase, I was impressed. I was
Right.
impressed with their not their presentation, but also the content itself. It was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The guy had a little bit of too much energy for me, but he was fine. He was fine. Um, but the next thing
you
I want to bring up here, how dare
yeah,
you?
Sydney, you're perfect.
Sydney
Hey,
is great. And to be fair,
yeah,
he's great too. It just took a little bit to
keep
adjust.
keep being you, Sydney.
um, Shadow Labyrinth is the next thing I want to talk about because we've talked
Fuck
about it a little
yeah.
bit here before. It is wild. So it is confirmed here. Shadow Labyrinth is like that dark Pac-Man game. It's a roguelike. Or no Metroid. No, it is a what is it? Secret episode prequel. I'm pretty sure it's a dark a roguelike side scroller. But or maybe it's just a Metroidvania. I don't know. I'll look it
It
up here in a
might
moment.
be.
It
It
might be.
might
I
be.
now think it's a Metroidvania. Regardless, it's not the Pac-Man you're used to.
Yeah, that
Um,
boss played like a Metroidvania that they showed
right,
for
and
sure.
that's what I
Yeah.
was literally thinking of when I said that. Um, but it is confirmed here that the episode of Secret Level that you get from this, like the introduction to what this is, it's first of all, it's canon to this game, and it's the prequel.
It's the
So like
prequel that's so cool.
it is very cool. Like you
Yeah.
continue on from there to do like, and then you start your loop. There's a lot of things here that are very like Kojima levels of on the nose of just
Hmm.
like, oh no, they're not ghosts. They're G
They're G
hosts.
hosts.
It's like
Damn.
okay, and they're like
Well, what's
the
the
red.
G stand for? He wouldn't tell us.
Right, right, right.
Ooh.
And to be fair, if you're building that lore, dude, I can't wait to see what that's like.
Yeah.
But literally, like the little tablets for each G host, you recognize the colors. It's the typical Pac-Man colors, ghost
It's
colors, and everything.
fucking Inky and Blinky and all them.
Do they have
Yeah.
names?
Yes,
I didn't
dude.
know. I didn't know.
It's like Blinky, Inky, Slinky,
Sleepy,
and Sue.
angry, oh, grumpy, sleepy.
They three of them rhyme and then one of them is Sue. I know that.
I think you're thinking of Miss Pac-Man, but I don't know her first name to be fair. So maybe it is
Miss.
Sue Pac-Man. Okay.
Her first name is Miss.
Her first name is
Obviously.
Miss. And Pac-Man's first name is also Sue. But no, this looks awesome. This looks really cool. The only thing with like my like deterrent from it, there's something about the art style that kind of sticks out to me. Character design wise, like world design wise, it looks cool. I think so. That's where I think it's like it's not the art style specifically. It's the it's like the game version of like a person clearly standing in front of a green screen.
Like the background compared to your
Yeah,
player looks a little
because you're
off
popping out.
to you.
You're popping out,
Okay.
and I think it's because if you have spent any time on a computer, I know we're all on our phones a lot, but like when you see the ads for mobile games, they look like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
It's just like, and like obviously, that is not an actual comment on what this looks like. A lot of work went into this. This looks like the gameplay is going to have it. There's an actual lore. This is a whole just a change of what Pac-Man was, and they're doing this for the 40th anniversary. What a cool thing, or it might be the
It's
35th,
just completely switching it up. 45th.
45th. Right? It's old as shit.
Yeah, you were getting there. Pac-Man was my mom's favorite game. It was like
Wow.
the only game she ever really played.
Hey man,
And
easy to
I
pick your pick.
remember like we were at a bar or something because mom was like that. And and we like there was a Pac-Man machine there. And I remember her being like, watch this. And I was like, you don't play video games, mom.
Yeah.
And she just went up there and fucking killed. Like she was a bad bitch in Pac-Man, dog. And ever since then, like I wanted to be good at Pac-Man.
Yep.
And I never was.
Oh.
I
You
would have
let
never
your
been
mom
good
have
at
that.
Pac-Man.
You let your mom.
Yeah, no, that was all her. But this is a Pac-Man I feel that I can be good at.
That's fair.
Know? So I'm super excited to get into it, man. And then because of that secret level episode, like that was one of my favorites.
We didn't know
from
that was a game
series.
announcement. Like, yeah,
Right.
crazy.
Yeah. Like, or I had watched it after the game announcement, so I was
fair.
super excited to get to it. You were like, dude, you have to watch the secret level episode.
It really sticks out.
So,
it really sticks out. Yeah.
And no, it's one of my favorites, especially because it is so different than what we usually get in the Pac-Man universe. Like, because just after that, they show him like playing golf and shit, and it's a completely
yeah, because it's everybody's golf, and he's one of the playable characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, for us to put like this dark, gritty thing out there, and for there to be naming it Puck, like the original Pac-Man name.
I only know that because
like
it's all.
I know it because of Scott Pilgrim. Yes, dude, 100%. Yeah, that's where I get all of my Pac-Man knowledge from. And, like Scott and my mom. Shout out to both of them. So because they didn't want people writing the F over
Yeah,
it, dude.
yeah, yeah.
But but like I love the way the perk trees look. I love the way that they're using
Yeah, there's a
abilities in
lot to that
there.
perk
Like,
tree. Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah. And just having different options in going into these different battles that you're going to be in. And like the option to like kill or eat animals and get upgrades from them and stuff like that. Like, oh, dude, there's so much going on here. And I'm super excited to see it. I need to play this game. I need
Yeah,
to.
it looks cool. And it's coming
Yeah.
out very shortly, July 18th.
Too soon.
Like
Yeah.
it's like a little over a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm going to get to it later
No, I
for
understand.
sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think either of us are gonna be done with Death Stranding by that point. But what's another one you got?
So another one that I have is I really don't like Super Robot Wars. Why? I'm
Okay.
not gonna talk a lot about it, but
Oh no, you're good because I was gonna have us bring this up anyway. Because this
it
is a
bugs me a little
franchise.
bit. It bugs me just a bit.
Why?
It's really cool that you have all these different I love the concept,
Yeah.
like a tactical RPG where you have like mechs from different series and
Hmm.
stuff like that, which the majority of it is Gundam, let's be real. But I I'm not a big fan of the way it looks.
Okay.
And
I
and
would say it's comparable to what I was saying about
yeah.
Shadowrun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to hate on it, man.
Yeah.
Like we started an anime yesterday, and it's like what's it called from the abyss or into
Oh, that's
abyss or
supposed to be
something like
really
that.
sad. Yeah.
And it's like chibis,
Yeah.
and then it gets serious as hell. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, what the fuck? And like maybe this is that, because I haven't had experience with the franchise,
Hmm.
but I like those anime cutscenes, and then the gameplay itself. Like I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not
That's
feeling it.
fair. That's fair.
I'm
No, I
really
get it.
not.
Because
And
like,
I like a good tactical RPG.
yeah,
I played it. It kind of reminded me of Unicorn Overlord, which is one of my favorite
yeah,
games from last year.
that's fair.
In the way that it looked like you were setting things up, and it looks like they fight themselves, like you're just putting them in place and letting them go at it with one
Maybe so.
another.
I don't know.
I don't know. But it just I saw it and I saw what it was, and then I wanted more from it,
Yeah.
from what I saw.
Yeah.
So
Because we don't get a lot of entries from this in America.
mhm.
But I'm part of a Met group online that like they share constant things like people who import these games like from like the Japanese PSP store or something like that. Like one of them even had like one of the downloadable characters was Spike Spiegel with his ship
Oh,
being able to
really?
come in. Yeah, it's just like a whole thing because they like incorporated other anime characters just from space, and it's like there's a lot of cool stuff. I can't tell you like, and I don't think there's necessarily a huge step up from like graphical fidelity or anything like that. Whether
Mhm.
looking at those in this, um, but yeah, I agree with you there. I like the idea a lot. Um, I think the best way because this is just the way to fix what my issues are is to go pixel. I think if you go pixel, it
Yeah,
erases what we're talking about. Like
just
it's
don't
just
try less
yeah.
instead of
Don't look
try
so
harder.
much like a sticker on a screen that doesn't belong in the background. Like it's pixelate,
And
Yeah.
there's also Gundam games out there where it looks cool and like the concept is dope, and
Mm,
then they're chibi and it throws me off a little bit.
that's right. Oh well,
They
so
make
hold
them
on.
like
There's a whole
little
franchise
arms,
called Chibi Gundam. So just to put that out there.
and aside from that, there's
Okay, I'm
other
just letting
ones
you
that
know.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
If I mean,
remember,
if it's like what you're going for, go for it, go for
yeah.
it. But then there's other games that just like chose that, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm not
Because
gonna play
obviously,
it.
like growing up as a Toonami kid, like I was introduced to Gundam
Mm.
Wing. I was raised on Gundam Wing.
Gundam
Hero
Wing,
Dewey.
baby. Yeah, Hito.
Uh,
That's why. My rapper name was named after him.
Hero's a dick.
He is.
He's
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
he's
he was my favorite.
he's great. And we do have I forgot. There's a
And
member
Troa,
from that.
fucking heavy arms. That's
Who's the
my
one with
shit.
the hair? Because we see one of them in this.
The dude with the scythe, right? I don't
Yeah,
remember his
yeah,
name.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was gonna say
yeah.
Deathclaw. That's not right. So whatever. And I'm sure there's gonna be more.
That's
But it was cool to
Fallout.
see that again. That's the nostalgia that you appreciate from that Met game. But I remember because big on Gundam Wing. I forgot what Gundam series they showed after that. It's probably Gundam 00 something. And then
Yeah,
there was a
there's
point
so many.
where they're obviously, and they're still going. They just had a new one from the creator of fucking Fooly Cooly, and it's just like, oh, this is so cool. But I remember when they released, it wasn't called Chibi Gundam. I want to say it was called like Gundam SD, something like that.
Hmm.
And I saw a trailer and I was like, this looks weird. But I went to go watch it anyway, and I was just like so mad. I was like, there's no one piloting it. That's just a character. What's happening?
But in
And
this one, they do have it, right?
I guess I don't know
Right.
the plot of this game.
I mean, Spike has to be in his ship, like
Oh, to
fucking,
be
and
fair,
then
yeah, that's not in this, but yeah, yeah,
and they show oh, you're talking about the SD one still. My bad.
yeah, you're good. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
just saying, like Chibi Gundam, it was just like a whole slap in the face. And then I learned about G Gundam, and that got me right back in. G Gundam
Yeah.
rules
Yeah. Play Armored Core, Chris.
when it's worth my time. Ernest, I was gonna call you something.
It's so good. Come on,
um,
y'all love FromSoft. Y'all claim to love FromSoft.
since
Just
we're
saying.
getting to the end, even if I played Armored Core, I wouldn't have played all the FromSoft franchises, so I can live with that.
Yeah, me
Um,
neither.
but I'm just going to touch on this since you kind of touched on that to kind of obviously there's a lot of anime theme to go with Bandai Namco. It is insane that it's 2025 and we're still getting DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I mean
Dude,
insane
it's
in the
wild.
best way. Like it's
Yeah.
obviously a positive because they're getting the Daima DLC. They're getting Daima Part One, which is gonna be from what they've shown the first half of the series. And they don't have a release date or anything listed for the second part. I do imagine it'll either be this winter or next year. Um, but first of all, go watch Daima. It's the last Dragon Ball anything Toriyama made for us. But aside from that, very cool. Very cool that they still have this. If you own, like literally, I thought this after they finished it. The people behind Dragon Ball Z Kakarot managed to accomplish what Halo could not because Halo they're now called Halo Studios. They were 343 before.
Mhm.
They said that Halo Infinite was launching, and that would be the basis. Everything else that would release for Halo would be a part of that, and they've released nothing. They've released nothing for it. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was not marketed to be getting every single expansion, DLC, or anything like that. They, of course, because it was Super had already run its course, but like it was the most recent thing we had gotten before Kakarot came out, and they got
Mhm.
DLCs for that, like that covered the movies in those bits. And then out of nowhere, it's just like, oh, they're not done. They just kept going. They got Future Trunks. They got Bardock, the father of Goku. They and like, here we are with Dragon Ball Daima, guys. If they add GT, I'm back. I'm back in.
This dude loves
I
GT.
love
He loves it.
GT.
Go
I know it's
listen
flawed.
to
Dragon Ball episode.
our Dragon. Yeah, we have a whole Dragon Ball
Whole
episode. I was
episode. We
gonna
just talk
say
about
I
that
was gonna say
movie.
favorite shonen because we have one of those
We
too.
have that as well, but we
But
have a whole episode just
but
talking about that newest Dragon Ball movie and then our just
yeah.
love for the
And
franchise.
we talk about all of Dragon Ball there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
And
awesome.
I love this franchise. I think I might be over its games for a while though.
That's fair. I mean, because
Um
I will say I didn't
I
beat
didn't
Kakarot
play
base game.
and I me neither. Me neither.
Yeah.
I didn't play at all Sparking Zero. So
Oh yeah.
I, I, I
I
don't
forgot
know.
that came out, and I
Yeah,
own
it's a
that.
whole game, dude. And you own it, don't
I do
you?
own that. I do own that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, did you beat it?
No, God no.
Another one. Another one. So like I might just be done with DBZ games for a
That's
while.
fair.
I'd say DBZ by default. I know
No.
it's like super and all
Right,
this other
because
stuff.
the way it was introduced to us was
Dragon Ball.
DBZ. We got Dragon Ball Z
Right,
before
right,
Dragon
right.
Ball for us.
I didn't
So
know
yeah,
Dragon Ball was a thing when I became a DBZ fan. You know what
right.
I mean?
Right,
Like,
right, right.
yeah, I found that out later. Like, what? There's more, and
Oh
then
my
went
God, he's
back
a
and watched that shit.
child. He killed his
Yeah,
grandfather.
torrent,
Oh my God.
torrent. Like, fucking shout out to Pirate Bay,
I
baby.
don't know what summoning
But
your mount from Elden Ring is going to do for you, dude. But that's fine.
stupid, dude.
Um, but it's to and
It's
we
wild.
should call it out now since we're now at this point. We were just talking about how like they only release arena fighters. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is a breath of fresh air for what we normally get with anime games. And I think for the most part, I'm right there with you. It's just like it's a lot. It can be a lot. But here's the thing is if you want that Dragon Ball content, if somebody's asking me where do I go to get like my like the best Dragon Ball Z game right now, I'm not gonna say Sparking Zero because you're
Nah,
probably gonna
yeah.
get mad. So Go play.
Don't fucking lie to them, Chris.
Go play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot because the base game is on sale all the time. I'm pretty sure it's on like it's usually on Game Pass or PlayStation subscription for a little bit before it gets removed. And then on top of that, if you enjoy that, you have so many avenues just to continue expanding your experience.
Right, right. Yeah,
And
man.
again, it's so cool. It's so cool.
And like the majority of the story at this point, like the only thing that I'm thinking of that might not be in there is like Dragon Ball. Just Dragon Ball, just straight up Dragon Ball.
I want to say, don't quote me. I want to say they
Like
added a Dragon Ball chapter.
yeah, do they? They
I
got
want to
like
say,
Red Ribbon
but maybe
Army,
I'm just
Red
making that
Ribbon
up in my
Army and
mind.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why was that so hard to say?
I don't
Red
know.
Ribbon Army.
Red Ribbon Army.
Red Ribbon Army.
It's okay, Jet Ernest. But yeah, I just wanted to bring
Little
that
baby
up here.
bumpers.
Baby bumpers. But because we love the franchise, we
Yeah,
love Dragon Ball Z. It's so good. It's so cool. We
Toriyama.
really Toriyama, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a loss. And we really, really liked that last movie. Like it was really good.
It
Like
was, man.
like the expectation was a
Superhero.
little low, yeah, because
Yeah.
because it was full CG, and of course I do wish it was a little more in the hand drawn animation front. But once you get in there, it's so good. Piccolo with his phone, yeah.
Whoa.
He has a collection of little
So good.
plushies that he's been given from Pan. It's so cute. He goes
It's
from
so
being the
good.
world's best dad, just the cutest green granddad, and it's so awesome.
To a big orange dude,
Oh,
man.
right, he
Yeah.
gets super Namek, super
Yeah. Not
Namekian.
talking about the president.
And
Yeah.
now all of that is canon to the manga as well. Giving that a
I
shout
love
out.
it. I love it. I'm
Um,
so happy about it. They did pretty good with the CG too. You got to give it to
they
them.
did. No,
Come on.
absolutely. Fights were
Yeah.
good, everything. Yeah, 100%. They did really well with it. It's just when I look at the animation cuz I love the animation for DBZ Broly
Hmm.
cuz it's
Hmm.
almost like a touch of Ghibli in there. Like there's a like there's such a fluidity to
Never
the
thought of it
movement.
that way.
And it just, oh man, like I love seeing the gif of Goku when he's doing the little stretch before he gets in there, and I'm just like, oh dude, and like the whole thing like that, like just like
I
that,
know exactly what stretch you're talking about.
exactly, because
Like
it
it's
looks
with the
so good,
legs. It's
right?
like a bounce. Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like a $20,000 animation right there. Like it's just so good.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, this is your like probably one of the world's most famous dragon like anime characters in general. It'd be between him and probably Luffy, um, thanks to
Yeah.
soccer. But yeah, just want to shout that out.
Football, Chris. Goddamn.
I'm sorry, we're in the States. I'm sorry. But what's
Yeah.
another one you got?
Who's your favorite footballer? So next I have Blood of Don.
Roy
Is
Kent.
it Blood of the Don Walker?
Yeah.
It is the Don Walker,
Yes.
right? Because I think Sydney, who is still perfect, said Blood of Don Walker, and it fucked me up.
Yeah, that is not
But but shout out to Rebel Wolves. We are rooting for y'all so much,
100%.
especially coming from CD Project Red, going off and doing your own thing. We've been covering this on like TikTok and things
Yep.
since it was announced for the first time, and since we found out who y'all were and things like this. So
Oh.
we are very much hoping that this shit works out.
Also, their logo is so cool.
It's so dope. It's so
just the
dope. Like,
wolves and
yeah,
then it just sets up. It's awesome.
their branding is very much on point.
It's great.
And but I just love the like gritty and dark look of this game. It really feels that when you get into the gameplay, it's going to feel that way as well.
Yeah.
Which is the way that you want a game like this to be.
100%.
I know you played a vampire game not too long ago that
I did.
was a little bit maybe off key
A little bit.
from what we have from here.
Redfall. Yeah.
Right,
Quite
right.
a bit off
So
key from here. Yeah.
yeah, so this one seems very much on key.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like the story from what they've told us so far kind of seems like Blade,
It is.
but
It's a
like
Daywalker.
with less techno. But
Well, hold on, we haven't played it yet, but sure.
oh, true, there might be techno, bro. You might end up at a blood rave. And
don't know.
you know what? I'm giving this game lower than a 7 if there's not a blood rave, honestly.
It's an after
But
credit scene. It has to be like we jump to the future.
yes, dude, yes. And but the combat looks pretty intense. I do see like hints of The Witcher there, but I'd like to think that they're going to improve on that because
you gotta feel that, unfortunately.
It's the one strike against The Witcher, like but there is just like with the sword play and things like that and the way the abilities are working, there seems like there might be hints of The Witcher combat in there,
which makes sense.
And again, hopefully improve.
Yeah.
And Yeah, the story changing depending on the way that you play. Like
Yeah.
we love games like this.
Hmm.
We love where there's consequences to your actions. You know,
Harry
we're big
Potter.
Mass Effect fans around here, stuff like
Yes,
that. And I don't know if it's going to be to that extent, but it is pretty exciting just to have that dynamic in there in the first place.
it is.
So I love that when you're feeding on people you might lose control sometimes and like
Right. I'm
hurt
curious how
somebody
it's gonna
that you
feel.
care about.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
dude, that's awesome.
That's
That's
great.
awesome. Like
That's
yes,
great.
yes, let me kill a main character, dude. Like yeah,
And
I
then just
by
be really upset
accident
about
and
it
then be super
afterwards.
sad about it.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, man, I want that. I want that. Bring the chaos. Fuck
I was
yeah.
gonna say, you add chaos in there, it's a recipe for
Yes,
success.
yes. I know
Yes, it
you're
is.
addicted. I know you're addicted.
Absolutely.
So yeah, very much looking forward to this. I would really like to play this upon release.
Yeah, I will say everything they've shown, it's just grown. It's just grown for me.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
like they bit me,
it's
and then the
more and more.
bloodlust has just boiled, as you might say.
Yeah,
It looks awesome. Obviously, the reason we looked at this in the first place is the developers.
mhm,
But everything they've shown, and they've done a great job of showing what they need to. It's just been awesome. I think this. I'm right there with you. I think this needs to be a day one. So I do hope, because I understand it's already like we talked about this forever ago, and it's still just as true as it is today. New IPs are hard to come by.
yeah,
And on top of that, from a new studio, like they have to promote that. Yeah, we used to work on these big games and stuff like that, which is
right.
totally fair. That's literally every movie. They don't just say Christopher Nolan. They're like the director of The Dark
From the
Knight,
director of yeah,
Oppenheimer.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
100%. And it's there for a reason. It's good marketing. And I'm glad that they did such a good job of getting that word out, because that's when we grasped onto it and we're like, oh, I'm gonna look at this. And ever since
Yeah,
we've been like all they had at that point, all they have to do is show us what they got, and bro, it's been great every time,
yeah.
every time.
Fucking, you know,
It's more of like a oh, and I follow you, but yeah, no, it's great.
got the hook.
Oh no,
But but
you're thinking of Silent Hill. No,
but how about you, Chris? What do you
no,
got?
I think real quick though, because I think it's really cool. Because I was curious, like, how do you balance it out? Like, is there going to be a difference between day and night? Because there's a day and night cycle, and they are.
Mhm.
Because when you fight during the day, you're pretty much just a human. You're just a guy. You don't have your extra powers and whatnot. Obviously, we have limited information on what that exactly means. But then when you at night, you have like your vampiric strength and abilities and stuff like that. So
You're
uh,
climbing walls and shit. Yeah,
right. I'm
yeah,
curious
dude. Yeah.
because obviously you can't just be like you can't be a Dark Souls level one guy with no armor during the day. There has to be something still good there. I imagine people are more willing to talk to you. That has to be
And
something.
I also imagine so I would think that the availability to do those things would be there, but you
Yeah.
don't want to show that to everybody or they're gonna
Oh
fucking
sure.
hunt you down, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so it's probably just like policing yourself and making sure that you
Yep.
don't feed during the day in the middle of the market square and shit like this, you
Yeah.
know. So
And yeah.
it and if that's the case, then awesome because I could just take somebody into an alley and just fuck them up real quick, you know, it'd be awesome.
And to that end, because Don't Nod had a vampire game called Vampire. It's just spelled differently,
Oh yeah, I didn't
and
know that was Don't Nod.
it is Don't
Actually,
Nod. It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
with a Y, right?
Oh, not in the word Don't Nod, but yes.
Yeah,
You broke my brain for a minute. I was like, where would the Y be? But yes, in Vampire, yes, 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 yes. I'm fairly certain that's what they
yeah,
give away on PS Plus. You might have access to it. But
yeah. No, I
literally,
have it. Yeah.
they play with the same thing. Oh well, choice. They play with choice. The combat, unfortunately, is very similar to what we talked about with what's that game with the ghost hunters? Banishers of New Eden. The
Yes, yes,
gameplay is
yes, yes.
not all that, but the story and like your choices mattering, and you can mess it up, and it can like you kill one person, it impacts a whole block. It's a whole thing, and that stuff is really cool. And it seems like we're going something with that, but with good combat, hopefully, and of course it being modernized because this is coming out, hopefully 2026.
Right.
Um, and yeah, we'll see what it's got, but I have no doubt in these developers, and everything they've shown us has just been awesome. But I only have one more thing, which is more than they had because they did not have a one more thing. So shout out to you should always have a one more thing at any kind of showcase. It's a precedent. Everyone adapted to the whole after credit scene. Come on, we can do this.
But then
Um,
at what point is the one more thing like not special anymore?
it
Because
happens all the
don't
time.
you want it? Do you not want it to be like a little bit of a surprise when they do have one more thing? Or
No, because it's an expectation now. What the surprise is what is the one more thing? Because
okay,
no matter what, that is the surprise. You can't make that not a surprise unless, of course, leaks and people y'all suck.
and a lot
But yeah,
of things have been judged right here on this podcast by their
the
one
one more
more
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
Just like, oh, dude, their one more thing suck though, or
and that
whatever.
and we
You
we
know,
talk about this
like
all the time with showcases. You're making a playlist. You're curating
right,
a playlist for people, and your presentation does matter.
yeah.
Sometimes they really hit, sometimes they're really awesome, sometimes it's not so much. But to not have something to go in on, because I realized my fear was growing. Because the last thing I have to talk about here is Digimon, because we did get another good long look at Digimon, and it was long, and to the point where I was like, "Oh no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not doing that." Because I realized this is gonna be the last thing they talk about. It's just they're just going into really deep detail. The game looks awesome. I do really want to play this. It comes out the same day as Ghost of Utah, so like it's not gonna happen.
Oh
But
man,
yeah.
decision,
Oh no, the
decision.
decision's made. I love Digimon. But yeah, no, just I'm sorry. It's gonna be something I will play by the end of the year though. I would like to. Um, it's just unfortunately also later in October, and I know this is brand picking. A new Pokemon game comes out, and I'm gonna stick to that for right now. So it's just how it's gonna be. But this
That's
looks
probably
cool
when I'll hop on Digimon. I'm kind of over the Pokemon thing, but
because you played so much.
oh, the Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I played plenty. Yeah, I played a lot of them. I feel
decades
like I
ago.
played. It was a while back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What? No, the last one that I played was what Moon?
it's a while.
No, that was in the last decade. You're right.
That was a 3D. That
Yeah.
system's discontinued.
Yeah, I think it was like 2016. Yeah, now that you say, I forgot
so,
how long it'd been. God
so
damn,
and to be
that's
fair, I thought
crazy.
you were joking about being tired of the Pokemon thing. Uh,
No, yeah,
but you have not
yeah.
touched it in
I've
so
been
long.
over it for a
And
while.
that's
Yeah,
fair. That's completely
yeah.
fair. But regardless, I'm excited for the new Pokemon because I think that's something I need in my life right now. You
I'm
should
excited.
finish Digimon Survive because I guarantee
I
you.
should.
So no hate, this story is probably going to be really good, but Digimon Survive story is a bit more adult, and that's not something
Right.
we can guarantee with something they're marketing this heavily with the other one. Um, so yeah, I would suggest you already have it as well. Save yourself
Yeah,
$70 at the moment.
I just need
Uh,
to go back to it.
let's
Is
go
what I
back to that
need.
if you're gonna do it, because
Yeah.
it is a legit great Digimon game.
I'm gonna ask you a favor right here so that we can have it recorded and I can like bring it back up. Like I told you to do this, Chris.
Okay.
Next time I'm in my backlog phase,
Okay.
remind me about Digimon if I forget.
In your last
I'm gonna
backlog
try to
phase,
remember
who
too.
reminded you of Death Stranding?
You
It was me.
and I did, and it was
I
great.
know.
And now and that set me up for what I'm doing now.
There we go.
So
But yeah, I'll
yeah,
remind
hell
you of
yeah,
Digimon
dude.
Survive.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Understandably, that is just, I guess, same thing with Death Stranding. It has to be a game you're down for because
And
it's a
yeah,
visual novel, heavy visual
the
novel.
the pacing of it,
Yeah,
everything
but the
like
gameplay
that.
is
And it's
fun.
not that I wasn't interested. It's not that I wasn't having fun with it. Even when you get into the little combat, the little tactical stuff, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And about what I expect from a Digimon game in the first place, it's either that or like straight up turn based, like
right.
standing across from each other, like
Which is
your
what
team against their team
Time
and stuff
Stranger
like
is going
that.
to be because it's 100%
Right.
turn based.
Right, right. And
Um,
I mean, this does look really good, man.
it
It looks
does.
like they put a lot of detail like into the cities and exploring and things like this.
Yeah,
And they're gonna do their best to pop off with this story.
and
And
we know.
it
Well, I'm pretty sure Justin's going to be on this. I know he's really looking
yeah,
forward to it because this
I
is
think
the
so, yeah.
first new release Digimon game since he's gotten into the Digimon TCG. No, sorry, Survive was. so
Mm.
so there you go. But
And he
yeah,
loved it,
he did.
didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He loved it
So
so much he got me into it, and then I loved it. And yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
and then
Honestly,
that
everyone.
triggered to me at some point. So
Yeah, honestly,
yeah.
everyone go play Digimon Survive. It's so good. But I have nothing else to talk about from the showcase. Do you?
No, no, that was it. I think it's really cool that they got an actual taekwondo or not taekwondo. Like a Thai champion from the champion fighting
Oh yeah,
championships
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to do the motion capture for the new character in Tekken 8.
In Tekken 8,
That's
yeah,
all I got.
that was
That's all
cool.
I got.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But moving on, because this is gonna be kind of a sandwich, because we have something fun to talk about after this next thing. What is that? Is that an elbow sandwich?
This is how they fight in Thailand.
Okay.
Muay
Well,
Thai. That's the fucking name.
if you're plugged in online, as of yesterday, you've already heard, and I will say the stories are still breaking from it. It's more information is being revealed, and that is huge layoffs at Microsoft. Over 9,000 people have been laid off across several teams. Some teams disbanded, multiple projects canceled. And then again, like I said, more and more information is rolling in right now. There was a rumor going on, and this is why I was like, I'm glad we're waiting because about like showing that the gameplay we got from Perfect Dark last year was like pre-rendered, not actual gameplay stuff. But it has been confirmed that was false. It was actual gameplay that we saw. Um, but Perfect Dark, we saw that literally just last year. Gameplay looked really cool. When we were talking about the Xbox showcase for this year, we were both like, I hope we see this again. And
Yes.
we did not expect
Asking for it,
the
dude.
red
Yeah.
flag that was clearly in our faces when it wasn't there. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark is shut down. It's gone. They canned it. And the team that was behind it, the Initiative, which was supposed to be the first quadruple A development team.
That's bad luck.
It
It's
is. It's
bad
bad
luck at
luck.
this
It's
point.
bad luck at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Which was put together from people from several different Xbox teams. This was going to be their debut game. They've been working on it for about 5 to 6 years, and they have also been disbanded. And that's just like the big front one. There's other like literally 50% of several, like there's one of their smaller teams, half of them are gone. The other studios still being impacted. It was, and then there was this whole thing put out by Phil Spencer that half of the note is saying how good Xbox is doing, and then it flips to we're doing so well because we made these decisions, and I'm just like, no, you lost us. You lost us.
Yeah, bro. Like
You lost us.
what is profit if you don't get to keep anything?
Right.
You know? Like
Right.
if you're like, we cut all of this stuff now, look at our profit.
Yeah.
Like you put so many people out on the street, bro.
Exactly,
But
because the over 9,000, those are the people that worked there. That is not
yeah,
accounting for every one of those 9,000 over having families, relying
right.
on the person that was let go. So this is just like it's going to cascade.
And like dad having like the coolest job ever at
Right.
Xbox, you know what
Right.
I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like that shit's so dope. And
Yep.
then this shit happens and it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude.
Like
It's
I'm still gonna play your games, but I'm gonna be like this the whole time. Like
but it
no man,
sucks.
but
It really sucks.
it's disappointing, especially because like we've been here before with them.
Yeah.
And in a recent article that I reported off of, like it's a lot of it is to do with replacing this stuff with AI. We're going to use AI instead of humans and stuff, and really pushing that AI initiative of theirs.
Mhm.
And th- that's it's tough, man. Like I understand from a business standpoint when you're the big man in the chair with the cigar and stuff. Like it makes sense to switch to the easier to use thing and overall cheaper,
Mhm.
but it just takes so much from it because like we've seen some of this AI stuff, and yeah, some of it is getting better, but like replacing humans with it and taking the heart out of something really isn't the
And
way to go.
I'm glad you brought that up because I have something to read here. So Matt Piscatella, he is the executive director over at video games at Circana. Go look him up. He covers games. He covers like gaming, like trends, stuff like that. It's his literal job. He's not some influencer. Over the
Yes,
last 24
it's not
hours,
us.
right? He's not us.
Yeah.
Over the past 24 hours, I've received "What does this mean for gaming?" question on everything that happened at Xbox yesterday. It's been very tough to answer, but it's not a demand for gaming problem. What's so crushing and what makes one throw one's hands in the air is that the cuts were reported by the Seattle Times, primarily done to help fund building AI infrastructure. So here we are. Yeah,
It's happening,
it's
right?
happening. No, yeah, it's literally.
iRobot,
Yeah, well,
they're
no,
gonna
maybe
kill
not
us.
there yet, but yeah. This is
We're
like
all dead.
we're on H robot. We'll get iRobot later. Yeah, it's just the whole thing. Um, but when we're laughing about because this is a funny joke, but like the situation, what's actually happening, it's terrible. It
Yeah.
sucks. There's not too much. There's no nuance to this conversation because unfortunately, and this speaks true to a lot of things in the country today. The people with the most money don't care what the people without the most money have to say, but they want to have more money, and they have found there's a way to do that by cutting out other people, and that
Right.
sucks. That
It's
sucks.
kind of like this overarching story, like in our
The worst
nation
saga
and
of
world
America, like
and stuff. Yeah,
USA
yeah,
shooting
dude.
is terrible. Like it's so
Right.
bad. It's so bad.
Oh, dude.
It's so
The
terrible.
quality just dropped off right
So
there. You know
bad.
the meme where it's like
Skyrocketing.
two really well drawn horse parts, and
Oh,
then
and then
like the head
yes.
like a stupid horse that
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
3-year-old drew. Like, yeah, that's the part that we're at right now.
yeah. Yeah.
So and Xbox falling into this, especially because I've recently become such a big fan of everything that they do over there. Like I
They've
love
been
cloud
dominating
gaming.
this year with Game Pass, man.
Oh, dude, they're kicking ass. Yes, absolutely. And
And then they kick
the
themselves in
quality
the
of
own ass
game
too.
that they're putting on Game Pass and the whole
They
cloud.
got
This
Expedition
this
33 on Game
TV right
Pass, bro.
here is my Xbox. This
Yep.
TV is my Xbox, and that's insane because I also play my PlayStation on there. It's fucking crazy, dude. And it costs like $300. It's great.
That's awesome.
But like then you go and do something like this, and it's like I don't want to help y'all anymore because you don't deserve it. But I'm probably still gonna do it because I want to play these games,
Well,
and
so
it's
this
I'm
is
so
where
torn.
it's
I'm not
really
gonna boycott, but damn it,
right. Well, so bear in mind, it's a multi-layered thing.
yeah,
Unfortunately, to get anything done to the people up top, you have to hurt the people between us and them, which is still
right.
the developers that work there. Because if people aren't playing their games or they don't think people are going to play the games that are being worked on, what do? They cut the project. They let go of the team.
We
Um,
were gonna play Perfect Dark. God
we
damn
were, we
it, we
were
were
like, there's
Perfect
so
Dark.
little
Day
like,
one. Damn it.
but that is to say, no one like we've covered PlayStation doing this, 10 cents, like dude, layoffs. Like so first of all, we understood when the fucking buyout happened of Activision Blizzard. Whenever you merge companies, there's always layoffs because like yeah, I think they call it redundancies. Like two
Trim
people
the
have the same
fat.
job, like you had this job over there, you had this job over
Right.
here. Which one's better? We keep that person. Stuff like that. We're so far past that. To be fair, they didn't claim us redundancies. I just saw some Xbox defenders saying like, "Hey," I'm like, "No, no, no, it's not. That's not what that is." On the other side of that, I've seen a lot of PlayStation people praising PlayStation for this not being them. You're celebrating people losing their jobs. You're terrible.
Right.
You're just terrible.
Yeah.
That's not. There's nothing to be celebrated here. There's a conversation to be had. Um, The only thing is where it goes, they're not going to hear us. But it's just we need to try, and that's all we can do.
Like I could say like good job Sony for not firing your people, but like
They had
that's
layoffs earlier this year.
like if I went to work every day and was telling my boss like, "Hey, thanks for not firing me today, by the way."
Right.
Like
Thank you for the
it's
bare minimum.
suspicious.
Yeah,
That's suspicious behavior.
it is suspicious.
Um yeah,
But
you
also,
shouldn't
PlayStation has had layoffs. So
it should be a given that you just get to keep your job if you don't do something wrong
right, and at the moment
in
that
most
something
situations.
happens, like you probably know you're gonna
Right.
lose your job in those
Right.
instances.
I worked at a cable like contracting company. Like we installed for a big cable company,
Mm.
internet and stuff like that. And one day, the like work was slow, like we weren't getting a lot of jobs. And they called us in one day. They were like, "Oh, bring the trucks! Like we got work." And when we got there, they were like, "Yeah, so we went bankrupt. We need you to call for a ride and leave the truck here."
Yeah.
Like, and it was like the worst. It was the worst thing. Everybody was like, "Dude, I'm gonna have to like leave the state," and like all these things need to happen. Like the urgency that goes into these people's minds, on top of all the stress of losing a job in the first place, is
Yeah.
just so much. And oh man, I just can't help but feel for these people.
If I was in
For sure.
charge of like making like a short film to go with your story, as you're walking away from the truck to go figure out how you're gonna get a ride home, you'd notice it says Microsoft on the edge of the truck. You're like, no.
Oh, I rip away the sticker off the side of the
And
truck
then
and
it
it's
says
Microsoft
PlayStation
on it.
underneath. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
It's
shit.
just like,
Nah, man. And I mean, shout out to everybody that's not doing these types of
so
things.
I was
And
gonna
for
say,
people that are reaching out,
yeah,
like you're probably about to talk about CD Project Red.
that yes,
Yes, yes, yes. So
literally
take
putting
it.
out there like,
Go
hey,
for it.
dude, job, we have jobs available. We have a department available. Obviously, there's a lot of demand to get these jobs because these layoffs keep
Right.
happening. And then not even on top of that, there's new people coming into the industry that are like been working towards getting their first job and stuff like that. And that's got to be like the most apocalyptic thing to look at.
Oh my
Um,
God, dude. You just spent thousands and thousands of dollars
yeah,
towards like, I'm gonna have my dream job and
yeah,
work on video games.
yeah,
And you just see it crumbling. Like if you're running towards this finish line and everything behind the finish line is just crumbling,
yeah.
do you still want to keep going in that direction? If you put that much money towards something, like maybe you keep
I was gonna
going in
say
that
because it's not a
direction and hope for the
guaranteed
best.
fail. It's just the
Right.
odds are not great. But
Because
like
maybe
to that
you end
end,
up at
correct.
Sony,
Like
CD
you and me were
Project Red,
talking about this before we
something like
hopped on today. Different. We have jobs. Like what we're doing right now isn't our job, but we would like this to take off to the point where we get bigger, maybe get paid
that. Oh
for
yeah.
it, do stuff like
Hell
that.
yeah.
But primarily, as it is right now, it's just a fun little getaway to just nerd out, and that's fine right now.
Yeah.
And that's the primary focus. But like the odds are not good. The odds are
Right.
tough, and
There's
we know
plenty of
that.
people that do this. Yeah.
Right.
There's people plenty of people that do this and people that do it at like a higher level with like
Yeah.
more means and stuff like that. So yeah, it is difficult for sure. But
Yeah.
like
But again,
I
not
don't
to
know.
fully because like this is an
Who
actual
does it at the
person's job.
highest
Yeah.
who does it at the highest level though is like probably like IGN, and
Oh, as like a
they had
company, yeah.
layoffs what couple years like a year or two
I was
ago.
gonna say it was either
They
a
had a
year or
round of
so ago
layoffs.
because they acquired a bunch of other news outlets,
All right.
so they
Right.
did the
So I
whole.
mean the where they match up too much, right?
At least they
What'd you
tell us
call it?
that's what happened.
Requisitions.
Redundancies.
It was something with an R.
But regardless, of course, our hearts go out to the people that were impacted by this. I
Mhm.
hope you're able to find something. And anyone celebrating this, whether you're Xbox, whether you're PlayStation, no. You should want something better. You shouldn't, because PlayStation just had layoffs earlier this year. If anything, and it's the only people, like, these are the only wholesome, like, bring ups that I've seen is that, man, I love that Nintendo hasn't been doing mass layoffs. Like, there's been things to criticize them for, yeah, but
Yeah.
not bad. They're
Yeah.
the only of the big
Yeah.
three that have not, yeah, that have not had like just repeated layoffs and whatnot. Um, yeet. But this situation is very no yeet. But yeah, dude, it's a whole thing. You hate to see it. You hate to see it so much. And again, all we can do is just bring it up because you can't not talk about it. Voices need to
Right.
be heard, things need to be said, and that needs to be heard by other people. And like we're not the
And
only ones talking about it, but we want to add our voices to the amalgamation because it just makes it that little bit louder.
yeah, man. Yeah. Like even if we're talking to the void right now, like the void needs to know that this is wrong.
Yeah,
100%.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
You hear me, Phil?
But
I'm talking about wrong. So this is what I meant by a sandwich because we
but
started off
also
with a bunch
sponsor
of,
us.
but also sponsors, but don't lay us off afterwards, Phil.
Yeah.
Um, but like starting off with the Bandai Namco showcase was fun. Talking about that, not fun. Now let's talk about something that's just like ridiculously fun, and we're gonna see if it's
Like
actually good.
okay, so we talked about having like good and bad news, like the green and the red. Is this like orange for
Right.
you?
I don't know. Is this the
Like
good,
we
bad,
don't
and the
know
what? It's
what
the
to
good,
make
the
of it.
bad, and the what the hell. Um, so it's not
Wait,
going
wait,
to
wait,
sound that
wait.
weird at first. What?
Ah,
Hey!
all right, all right. There.
Popping up in a cold one. So I'm going to read a cast list. The cast list for the Street Fighter movie. We got a new announcement today. Holy
Leave it for
crap.
last. Leave it for last.
I'm reading this in order. I'm going to mess up the things.
Oh,
But oh, you know what? Maybe whatever. We're going through. Andrew Koji playing Ryu.
good choice.
Noah Centineo playing Ken. Kalina Liang playing Chun Li. David, oh God, it's Polka Dot Man from Suicide Squad. David
Yeah, he's awesome.
Malakian, he's fantastic.
You did great with that.
I
Good job.
tried.
But yeah, whether
He
it's
is
right or
playing
wrong.
M. Bison in Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
yeah, which I didn't see. I've always thought of him as like just a bigger dude, and like maybe he
Not,
gets in shape for it, but
I don't know. I don't know. They're
I
gonna
don't know.
shovel it. I think they're gonna go the pillow route. I'm not
Yeah.
skipping it. We're gonna do it right here. Cody Rhodes playing Guile.
Whoa.
Jason
Yeah.
Momoa playing Blanca. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson playing Balrog, Orville Peck playing Vega,
Crazy.
Andrew Schul. Is that the comedian? Look up who Andrew Schul is. That guy's a comedian.
No, that's Andrew Schultz.
Schul. Are you sure?
TZ.
Well, they don't have it
Yes.
on the. I was going to show it on my thing, but they spelled it wrong. Screw you,
But
deadline.
I'm on it, boss.
But he's playing Dan Hibicki, and then Roman Reigns, which is what's his name? Joe on it's on a something.
Joe Anawahi.
Thank you, Anawahi. Disrespectful to not use his actual name here,
Who's
but
Andrew Scholl playing?
he's playing Dan. But Roman Reigns playing Akuma, and that is the full cast list we have right now. Um, and wow, like
Bro, Andrew Schultz. Yeah, no, they spelled it wrong. Andrew Schultz is
yeah,
playing
that's what I
Dan.
thought. Like
Yeah,
I did
that's
not. So I
wild.
will say I did not know his last name. I saw the image and I was like, "That's the comedian. That's the comedian
Yeah,
guy."
no, it's him. Yeah, that's
Like
him.
what the
He's
hell?
hilarious. That dude cracks me up.
Okay, I
But
don't. I will say I don't know. I don't like know any jokes that I know him from. But
yeah,
yeah.
watch Tires.
Okay. Oh, because is he in there? I'm guessing with
Yeah, he pops in every
what's
couple
his name?
episodes or
Gotcha,
so.
gotcha.
Yeah.
But regardless, that cast, just reading that, like my nose, I'm gonna start elevening. Like my nose is gonna start bleeding. Like
Is that what we call it now?
what's going on, dude? Yeah, in the year of our Lord, where the show's
Dude,
finally ending. Yes.
and that they have Cody Rhodes being added to it
Whoa.
is just it just
He's announced
adds to the
today. Yeah.
absurdity
Yeah.
so much,
100%.
because it was already pretty crazy, and having Roman Reigns in there in the first place was, if you didn't know, we're big wrestling people,
Yeah.
but not that we wrestle, we're fans, but
But you subscribe. We'll
but
find
if you
out.
talk shit, Chris. But yeah, having Roman Reigns in there is like, oh, dope. Like it was only a matter of time, like there was even, I think it was last year's career mode
Yeah.
in 2K, in WWE 2K,
Where he was just off
where
filming a movie.
he vacated the title because he left to film a movie, right?
He
He's like
literally
talking
went
shit from
Hollywood. Yeah,
Hollywood
yeah.
and stuff like that. Right, right. And it's crazy, like it's happening in real life now. Like they kind of like made a video game about it into existence. I don't know if that's the thing.
And not only
But
that, a video game into an existence about a movie about a video game. Like it's like what's
yeah.
going on?
Oh, dude. Whoa, man.
What?
Whoa.
Dude,
But the
what
last
is
thing I
this?
expected was to get like his one of his most recent rivals to
Right.
be like a rival of his in the movie
Guy,
slash
so
game as
and
well.
all the preps to your TikToks, you always do a great job. There's no
He
reason for Guile and Akuma to even see each other.
I understand it's more of a Ryu thing. I understand it's more of a Ryu
Ryu
thing,
and
but
Ken.
they gotta make it happen,
So here's
man.
the thing.
They
Here's
gotta,
the thing. You're right in one regard, and we won't know if that
because of
regard's like
who's
valid.
casted.
Right. We don't because the vibe this movie is giving off without having even seen a trailer because they haven't started filming. Obviously, like
Right.
we're expecting some fucking like kooky dukes, like hijinks. Just like it's gonna
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like I can't. Like my bar for this movie is so low, but high in like a different wavelength. Like I expect it to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, like the Ryu and Kin cast, like the Ryu, Kin, and Chun Li, which are like your
They're
Street Fighter
great.
trio, they're great.
They're really good.
They're
Yeah.
like, and I'm so this is gonna sound so disrespectful, but the others are like gags, like it just doesn't. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know, man.
I think Jason Momoa could play a good Blanca, honestly.
He
Like
could.
in a
So
more serious
so
type
no. So
movie.
here's the thing with that. It's not even really about his acting ability. Blanca is the one that really depends on how he looks.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
green
Yeah, that's
man.
fair. Right. But I mean, he has the correct like body type for it and stuff
Yeah,
like
no,
that
he
too.
could.
So I feel like he could really
He
add to
absolutely
that.
could. He absolutely
Like
could.
him being casted there made sense to me.
But here's
He
my
also
thing.
would have made sense as Akuma though, and that makes sense because Roman Reigns and Jason Momoa kind of look alike a little bit. They got vibes,
Oh, it was Samoan,
and
isn't
they're
he?
similar. Momoa is Hawaiian.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, I see.
And they're both Pacific Islanders. Let's say that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Cody too, right? I'm just kidding. No. Um, dude, like I
Cody
want.
Raheem Rhodes,
So
dude.
here's the big question I have after today's casting, because there's a full legitimate reason to leave his tattoo where it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't even have to
It's
edit that out,
American
huh?
flag. It just
Yeah.
happens to be the Cody Rhodes symbol. Like, do you leave that there? The thing is, I think that is branding by WWE.
Maybe
But I don't know.
you fill in the rest of it with the rest of the American
There
flag.
you go. That could work.
You know
That
what I
could work.
mean?
There's
Yeah,
so many
but
things. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what this is. It feels like it's gonna be like a B movie schlock fest.
it is. It has to be.
No, it
But
has
what
to
if
be.
it's out and it's like the best like action drama you've ever seen in your entire life?
I'd be
I mean,
amazed.
the chances are slim. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't call Vegas
I've
about it or
so
anything.
I will say
But
I've never my extent of 50 Cent in movies was his song playing repeatedly in an Anatomy of a Fall.
that
So
was
he's
really
not
good
even
too.
there.
It was
Great
really
movie.
good.
Great movie.
Yeah. And they didn't have the lyrics, I don't think. I
I
think
think
it
you're
was
right.
just
They just
I
had
think
the
it was
hey, it's a
just
good
the
beat.
beat.
It's a good beat.
Who listens to just that instrumental though? I don't know.
You did
It's a
great. You
really
did
good
great.
song. It's a good song.
But
Yeah. Give it that.
I've never seen because I didn't watch Hobbs and Shaw. I've never seen Roman Reigns act, so I don't know.
Me
Cody
either.
Rhodes, I didn't know. I've seen him act a little bit because he shows up in Arrow. But the most recent thing I saw him in a trailer for, he's going to be in the Naked Gun remake.
Cody?
Yeah. Have you watched the
Really?
trailer?
I watched the trailer. I don't know
So
if I
there's a
saw him though.
bartender that Liam Neeson throws his face on the ground and his nose pushes in. That's Cody.
That's Cody
That's
Rhodes.
Cody. And he slams it
That's
back in and that gets
crazy.
his nose to pop back out. It's like that looks good. Um, and that's a whole other thing, but that movie looks great. But yeah, dude, Cody Rhodes. Obviously, Jason Momoa can do it. It's just the most recent outing I watched. I hated him in.
Was it the most
But I watched
recent
Minecraft.
Aquaman?
No, I watched
Oh,
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
I
Oh,
watched
yeah, I
Minecraft.
forgot about that.
Like
Yeah.
I was sold on it
You
pretty
watched
well.
that?
I did because it's on HBO Max.
Did you
Um,
do a TikTok on it?
no,
That was that bad, dude.
I was just like, well, because like if I can't, there's no because if you don't like something, that's fine. You still talk about it, offer nuance. If you can't offer nuance, I don't see the point of adding just a hate
And
spiel.
you could not
I
offer
couldn't. There are
nuance
some
to
good
chicken
things. There are some
jockey.
good things, and I did laugh a couple of times. But like even with the lower standard, because Mick and Freddie sold me on it, because they're like, yeah, it's not a great movie, but like it's really stupid and funny, and it is really stupid.
It's a stupid, goofy good time, right?
I didn't have a good time. There's a couple of moments that are solidly
Stupid and
funny,
goofy.
and like literally, there's just something because Jack Black's going at full Jack Black the whole movie, and that's a lot. That's a
Yeah,
lot. And
yeah,
then they
yeah.
have like Jason Momoa kind of doing the same thing, and he was like probably the funniest, I will say. But it just, oh man, I don't know. I don't know. And I mean, all the respect to people who enjoy it, I guess, but just couldn't do it for me. But I've had
Which
Jason
is a
Momoa good
lot of
roles.
people.
Right.
Yeah. But
A
I
lot of
mean,
people.
hey,
But yeah.
I decided not to watch it because I know I'm gonna end up feeling like you.
Yeah,
And yeah, I'm just not gonna subject
that's
myself to it.
fine. Don't sit through it, man.
But
Like if it was on streaming, I would have watched Borderlands already. Because now I want at a point. Which one's worse? I want
that's
to
a whole
know.
episode right
I want
there.
to know. Well,
We
no, I
pick
don't
a
want to do
side
that
and
because
argue.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna subject you to that.
Debate.
But I will say, and this is something, the Minecraft movie did have me wanting to play Minecraft afterwards. I downloaded it. I lasted 5 minutes. I'm done.
Then you remembered why you stopped playing
I never played
it.
it. So I did play it a little bit with my siblings
You
when they were
never
younger.
played Minecraft.
Not by myself. My siblings introduced me
Wow.
to it because they were really big into it when they were kids, and like they had all the stuff built already. They showed me everything, and that was fun. It was cool. It was like a
It's
night.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then when you hop
And
in by
because like
yourself,
props to people that go in there and like build
oh
amazing
yeah,
shit. It's amazing. Yeah.
100%. It
It's
is.
wild.
It's on the list of like the highest selling games. Like it's everywhere.
For a
Um,
reason.
well,
Yeah.
right. But yeah, when you hop in there and it's just like, oh, this is where you start. I'm out. I'm just out of here. But to get back on point here, dude, like I don't like this cast is wild. It's so wild.
It's
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 so
out of
wild.
there. Yeah, yeah. And it's not even like it's not like washed up people or anything. It's just
No,
not. It's not what you would expect though.
and to have
It's
like
it
two of the biggest names in WWE at the same time,
right,
like
right.
it's
Maybe the
wild.
two biggest names in WWE, and
Yeah.
then like getting to the point of ever, like
The only other
geez,
person, like, because Cody fits it, but like Cena would have worked too if you're going the
right,
WWE route, because he
and
already has the
because
jaw of God. He's got the square, like the rectangle, whatever.
he's been out there, he's
Right.
done it. He's done it.
And that makes me
He's done the whole
wonder,
acting
dude,
thing.
are we gonna get more WWE people over there? What we should have done is what other WWE superstars should be like the other characters. Like,
It's a
oh man,
live as Cammy. Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Liv
Well,
is Brit. No, Cammy's British.
she could do a British accent. Ha ha. Fucking.
So Liv, personality wise, would be a great jury. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
Oh
she's a
man,
little
but
short, but
Selena
that's fine.
Vega knows how to do the foot thing where she picks him up and then kicks him back down and stuff.
Does she
So
really?
she did it in the Royal Rumble. Yeah.
I don't remember
Well,
this.
they had her come out as jury
Oh, I've
for the
seen
or
the. So
she
that's
or she
before I was back in.
cosplayed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen the
Yeah,
costume.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
haven't seen the match.
She
That's awesome.
cosplayed as her and she did the thing with her, like where she picks him up
Yeah,
with her foot by their chin. And yeah, dude, it
which
was
makes
awesome.
sense because that's almost like a black mass,
Yes.
which is
Yeah. Oh,
good.
and
Which is good, dude.
that's her husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that
I
makes
thought they were
sense.
just dating. But yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Or
Uh,
maybe boyfriend. Maybe boyfriend. They live together. I don't know.
right. They're a thing.
Yeah.
They're a
People
thing.
don't live together before marriage. That's not a thing.
But like, dude, there's just it's such a weird, it's such a weird thing here. And then like
It's
just out of
strange.
nowhere, there's Curtis 50 Cent Jackson playing Balrog. What is this movie gonna be?
The
I don't know.
pettiest rapper of all time.
Is
Let
he
me
the
tell you how
pettiest
much I
rapper?
respect. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
He beefed with Ja Rule for a long time, right?
Okay.
Okay. Ja Rule had a concert and
Mhm.
50 Cent bought the first 10 rows of
That was
tickets.
real? I thought that was just like a
Yeah.
thing. Oh
No, yeah,
wow.
he did it. He did it. And then he attended. And he sat there and just watched him with all of those rows of
Wow.
seats just empty. Yeah.
That's some
Yeah.
Balrog
That's
shit.
that's all wrong shit right there. You see why he got casted? Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it makes sense.
To be
It's
fair, like
exactly what
Balrog's like a
Balrog would.
big dude, and so is he. He's a big man as well.
Yeah, no, he fits the body type, and that's what I feel about a lot of these characters is they do fit like either the style or at least the body type of these types of characters and stuff. We just got to get more to like hunch down a little
The
bit,
only one who doesn't
And
is our M Bison.
I was gonna say Chun Li.
Oh well, because those thighs are impossible.
Yes, not fair,
It's
not
not fair.
fair. Yeah,
The game was rigged from the start. And if anything, those thighs just kept getting bigger because of like the male gaze. But yeah, like it's
and again, like I'm not upset about that casting at all. I think
no,
she's gonna do great. She has a great look, all of those
yes,
things.
gotta see in the costume, but yeah, because that's the
But
other
yeah.
thing here. When we see them in the outfits, how
Mhm.
much am I gonna laugh? Balrog's
Yeah,
easy because it's just a boxing outfit.
he
It's
has a
just
cut off shirt and
right,
just some boxing
right,
trunks
right.
and that might be a sweatshirt actually that
Well,
he's cut
I
off
mean,
the
that's the
arm
thing. They
part.
have several different outfits, but yeah.
No,
But M.
true.
Bison
Yeah.
specifically is
Right.
large. He's a very
Yeah.
large guy. I will
Now
say the face
here's
fits, but yeah.
right. And here's the thing about him though is that regardless of the script that they give him and like how they dress him and stuff, like he has the acting
Oh,
ability.
for
Like
sure.
he's a good
Yeah,
fucking
he's
actor.
gonna go for it.
Yeah.
The only thing, and
Yeah.
like, I think what we're mainly asking here
How
is
goofy is this fucking movie
like,
gonna
what is the
be?
script? What are they asking him to do? Like, what is this? Because like. I don't know, man. This is wild. Like, because I'm not a fan of the newest Mortal Kombat movie. I know the other one's coming out later this summer.
I
Uh,
had like a good time with it,
that's fine.
but
Yeah,
it's not like topping any lists for me or
but like
anything.
for me, I'm just wondering because like there was nothing. I will say because that cast. Not to say that they're nobodies. There are some notable names there, but there's no
Mhm.
like there's no like Hollywood personalities in the way that you
like
have
A
your Curtis
list.
50 Cent Jackson, your Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, who got everyone back into wrestling at WrestleMania 40. Like it's just like what the hell's going
They
on?
did though. They
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's wild. Like I don't. It's so weird. This is like because it's so weird. I'm curious. That first trailer is gonna tell us a lot.
And because like there's some animated ones out there, you know, and they
Oh,
might be
movies.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
But when you think of a Street Fighter movie, what do you think of?
the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. And I know that and he's Guile. He's Guile in that.
I think so. And they still made him the main character.
Like the least American motherfucker. So,
But he kicks
but
ass.
yeah, he does.
He
He
does
does.
kick ass.
But like, you know, in that movie, it ended up just being like it's the good team versus the bad
Right.
team, and we're gonna see. And there's like a civil war
Yeah.
type thing where like everybody's clashing and stuff. And I think they might end up going that route here. Like they're gonna put the good
It seems
guys
like it.
against the bad guys
Yeah.
and stuff, and that's where we do Cody and Roman.
Well, so maybe.
If it's that
So
kind
the
of,
thing is,
I don't know.
if you have Cody and Roman, Cody's automatically going to lose
He should,
because
yeah,
Akuma has
yeah,
to fight Ryu. You have to have
yeah.
Akuma fighting Ryu.
But we know Cody is good for that because he gets his nose smashed in Naked Gun.
And then it comes right back up when he smashes his face
Yeah,
back into the fucking thing.
right.
And not even to mention Stardust. But yeah, it's a whole thing. I this is gonna be one to be keeping an eye out for because this is wild. We're never gonna hear it because I was originally not to say I'm not because I'm really curious to see where we're going with this, but I was originally really excited for the Street Fighter movie because the first
Mhm.
thing that was announced at all was that the Philippines were going to be directing it. Is that how you pronounce their name? The Australian horror dudes?
Yes, yes,
And
it
they
is.
backed out. And I have to
Right.
wonder, did they see the cast?
Or was it the script? Or was it the script? Were they sold on the
Right. I
concept
was going to say it's
instead
most
of
likely
like
something like that rather than the actual
right,
casting. But obviously,
right.
there's a vibe they're going for here that maybe, because what we have now would be even weirder if the Philippines were still directing it.
Dude, yeah. Yeah. Especially considering the movies that they just
Yeah.
gave us. I mean, we got two so far. We got two from them.
Right.
And I mean, those two are enough for me to be like, okay, prestige for you. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
And like
they're
we have
both
somewhat of an idea what to expect when we get their work.
right.
That's why I
And
was so
just
genuinely curious about
how
like Street
Street
Fighter.
Fighter fits into that
Yeah.
is it's a little weird.
And
It's a
I'm
little
wondering
weird.
like what I would love to hear what story they wanted to tell. Because like
Yeah, dude.
you can
Yeah, let's
focus in
get
on
that
something.
interview.
Right.
You want me to hit him up? You want me to
Yeah,
hit
dude,
him
let's
up?
call. There's
Yeah,
no
let's hit him up.
way that they're allowed to talk about that. That has to be NDA. Like that
Yeah.
has
Oh,
to.
yeah. Yeah. That's what's the things that you signed? What's the
Yeah,
abbreviation?
non-disclosure agreement.
ADA.
Yeah,
NDA.
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 Yep.
Yes.
Because that's why, because literally the original Ant-Man movie was supposed to be directed by Edgar Wright, and I was so excited, and it ended up still being good. But I was really excited to see Edgar Wright's Ant-Man movie, and he backed out,
Yeah.
and we've never heard anything about it because
Oh,
Disney's
like he
on that
probably
shit,
still can't talk about it.
right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Disney on
Yeah.
that shit, bro.
And then it's Disney. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They will murder you.
They will take
The
you out.
mouse, the mouse will come for
I
you,
thought you
dude.
said they were gonna
Yeah.
murder him in the mouth. I was like, okay.
Yeah. The sponsor is Disney.
And Street Fighter, which should be Capcom.
Actually, if Disney, well, no, yeah, we should take the money. Never mind.
We
Let
should,
me
yeah,
shut up.
we should. We're too small right now. We're too small
Yeah.
right now. There's a few people like if an AI like company came to us, I'd be like, no, because they're gonna replace us in the end. Like, what does that matter? Like, what are you gonna do for
That's
us?
facts.
No,
Right.
no, bro,
Right.
no.
AI Ernest would be a menace. Ugh, no, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Chat GE, like chat G, whatever.
I'm gonna talk to chat about it later. It'll be great.
I hate you so much.
I
But
call my chat GPT just chat, and
like a
Chris and
streamer.
Justin hate it, dude. They hate it. Like, oh, yeah, let me ask chat real quick, and they're like, "Stop it! You sound like a streamer." And I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just talking to chat," and it's great. And I'm gonna
Ernest,
keep doing it. What's up?
something I want you to do right now is give me a little synopsis about your time with Outer Worlds, because I'm going to step away for a moment and turn this light on.
So with Outer Worlds, I ended up having a great time. I think that I found the perfect time to play it in the first place. It was one of those backlog times that we talked about previously, and I went in not expecting a lot, and I think that that was healthiest for my situation. Or I shouldn't say not expecting a lot, but kind of expecting what I was going to get into, based off of what I had heard about the game previously.
Yeah.
And I went in and like I was satisfied with what I had. I understood that it wasn't their most recent game, that it's not their most expansive game, and I think that going in with those expectations really raised the value of my experience. I really enjoyed exploring that world. I definitely baby. I definitely enjoyed just talking to the people in that world, man. One thing that Obsidian does really well is just like building that world and giving people in that world a lot of value to add to it. And like every NPC that will take the time to actually speak with you and give you dialogue options and things like this, I feel is worthwhile in speaking to. And then, especially when it comes to your crew, they do a really good job of like once you get them on the ship, they start interacting with each other. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy for this. I loved Mass Effect for being able to just be on the ship and talk to your crew members and get to know different things about them, their likes and their dislikes. They have different characters in here that love like space novellas and stuff. And like, dude, it's awesome to just walk by them and like hear them arguing about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's and then the combat was good. It was so.
Yeah.
I won't say it's bad at the very least. So it was enough to get me from point A to point B. They do have a little bit of a turn on the VATS system that you have in Fallout, that instead of just like freezing time or slowing it down so much and being able to highlight those parts and automatically aim, you're still aiming. And as you highlight a body part, it shows you like if you shoot this, they will become blinded, or if you
Mm.
shoot this, they will become crippled. They'll get this status effect or that one. And for not completely copying the VAT system and doing your own thing with it, I think it was pretty well done.
Yep. Was
So
Vats
shout out for
in
that.
New
What
Vegas?
I want to say, yeah,
Oh, okay. I don't know because
yeah. I think VATS has been a thing since 3.
three and New Vegas are made by two different people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was asking.
I
So I
think
just
they
wasn't
still
sure.
got to do it.
Gotcha.
I think they did it in both.
Gotcha.
And if I'm wrong, I don't know. Fuck me. But we
That's wasn't sure.
but yeah, I really enjoyed all the interactions that you had here, and just the overarching story did it for me as well. Mad scientist, that you're like not sure if you can trust because he's a mad scientist and
Yeah.
wanted by like the authorities and whatnot, but it was also just in a very appropriate time for me to play this as well. There's a lot of like capitalism in here, that you're kind of like welcome to help out or welcome to fight against, and you could probably guess the way that I picked, being a fucking poor person. But I but overall I had a really good time with it, better than some people think I should have had, apparently, according
Going off
to our
of
YouTube comments. Yeah.
dollars, yeah, and that's a whole different story there.
and and you know what, to that dude's credit, like I see how you play this game, play the main story of it and say, okay, that wasn't a $60 game,
Yeah.
but there is a lot of side content in here.
Yeah.
You stretch out that experience if you want to, and if you're going to give Fallout the credit for being a 300-hour game, if you want to make it a 300-hour game,
Yeah.
then you should give this more credit than being a 15-hour game, because
That's
yeah,
fair.
you can complete the main story pretty quick, but I took my time with it. I did a lot of side quests, and I enjoyed those side quests. All of those side quests have stories, and one thing Obsidian I feel is pretty good at is developing a story and implementing that into gameplay. And
Yeah.
I think that they did a good job here. So I give this a 8 out of 10.
That's fair. It's
And
great.
yeah, 8 is great. And that I mainly played this game to get me ready for Outer Worlds 2. And
Yep.
I am so looking forward to Outer Worlds 2
Tail
because it
end of
looks
October.
like they
Yeah.
took the things that worked here
Yeah.
and improved them. It looks like they took some things that didn't work so well and just put them out. And it also looks like way larger. Like there's a lot more going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say it's double the size or anything like that, but I
Could be.
think it will at
We'll
least,
see.
you know, it'll earn that $60 that people will pay
Well,
for
no,
it.
Outer Worlds
If
2 is
it's 60,
$80.
if it's, is it 80?
$80.
Oh my God, kiss my fucking
We'll
ass.
be playing
That
it on
sucks.
Game Pass.
Is it on Game Pass? It's on
Yeah,
Game Pass.
it's
Woo!
just Xbox first.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
There
Why
was a
would you not
moment in
have Game
his
Pass?
brain where he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to play this." He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, never
oh
mind. We're good. We're
no,
good. We're good."
I have a child to feed. $80.
Oh
Yeah,
man. No, yeah,
because
that's
I pay
probably a
him.
lot.
I feed him with that $10 that I have left over from
There you go. That
paying
makes sense.
$70 for
That
games.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Very gracious child, I'm sure. Uh, but thank you for filling that. It just started,
Thank you for the
obviously.
peanuts. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why he's British now.
I look,
But yeah.
way to go, Jace. Literally, because
More
I usually
proof,
just rely
please.
on natural light in here, and it's getting rainy. It's getting darker and cloudier, and I was just like, oh man, I'm just too dark here. Let's turn
Ooh,
on a light.
is it scary? Do you want to play scary game now?
I would love to, but I don't know any multiplayer ones at the moment.
Nah,
But
and we
that
got
kind
Death
of leads
Stranding.
us into where we're going next. So,
Hmm.
first off, before we talk about the future, Ernest has been 3 years, 3 long years. I say that sounds terrible.
That's
3
6.
years. It's been a long time of us doing this. Cero, miedo. The wrestling's only been in for about a year. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but we can't stop. We've
I can't
tried. We
stop.
can't.
Can't stop.
Yeah,
Can't stop. No, we haven't
can't.
tried.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
It's hey, you chill out.
Yeah.
The dogs are barking by me. But literally, Street Fighter's not going to let us stop, so we're going to stay on that wrestling train.
we have to see this through, dude.
We gotta
We
see
have
this
to
through,
see it
bro.
through.
Dude, like
Yeah.
literally, it's a video game movie with two of the biggest wrestling superstars. Like, we have to be there night one. Like, oh
This was
man,
made for it. No, yeah,
right?
we have to go see this in the theater. Yes,
100%,
100%.
100%.
Mm.
It's got to be better than Monster Hunter. We'll see. But
That could have been better.
it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Granted, at
Yeah.
the same time, I didn't expect the horror part because that part was actually pretty terrifying.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
true. True.
but 3 long years. We've covered movies, obviously tons of games. We backed off of movies some. We're looking at fleshing in some more content here. We're going to talk about that because our main focus is definitely going to be more of our video content, like what we're actually bringing to the visual space. But I was so reluctant with video. I was so reluctant with video, and Ernest is the reason we got on TikTok. Ernest is the reason we got on TikTok, and then Trump is the reason we got on YouTube. So Ernest and Trump, two people I usually hold in the same regard. Like it's
Oh yeah, thanks,
Thank you so
man.
much.
Oh, you're the best. You're
But
the
no,
best,
like
and I
literally,
love
because I
you.
was dragging my feet. Because the idea of recording myself every day, and I like we already knew we were gonna do like every other day. I was just like, dude, what are we gonna even fucking talking about? Like, what are we doing? What is this gonna be?
Yeah.
And we have not missed a day since we
The
started.
gaming sphere provides,
It
man.
does.
And when it does, and when it doesn't, we have something else to talk about because we're fucking nerds, honey.
100%.
But like the best kind, dude.
Did
You know?
like,
Yeah.
and I realized I think I had you do it last year too, and I gotta go look back because you did your favorite gaming moms this year for Mother's
Yeah.
Day. I think I had
Yeah.
you do that last year too.
No way I did 2 moms.
What?
Well, I've done way more than 2 moms, but I but I it's kind of my thing, man. But but no, I only did top gaming moms this time. Maybe it was dads or something else. That was the first time I did gaming moms.
Okay.
Because yeah, I came to the realization this year that it is difficult to find a gaming mom that wasn't killed off at the beginning for like motivation for the
Right,
rest
it's
of the game.
like a mom surviving a Christopher Nolan movie. It's just
Right,
not gonna
dude.
happen.
Right. And then that's how like fucking somebody like Anna from Overwatch makes it onto the list. And she's not the best mom at all, you know?
It's not bad.
Like, not at all. But she's top 5 because how many more do we have? You know? Like,
But you,
fucking-
who was your number one? It was Aerith's mom, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's not her mom?
Yeah, right.
Who's not her biological mother?
You could have picked her
So-
biological mom. Her biological mom sure tried. Just gonna say that
Nah, no, I'm
though.
just kidding.
If she was
I'm just
trying, she would
kidding.
have gotten off that subway station. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. She would have found the will. No, no, that's fucked.
but but
No,
that is
yeah,
to say
Aries
we have a lot that we talk about here, and we've gotten like we have our tangents. We've come a long way. We've referenced it so much. The first episode. So we had one long conversation. The way this worked, same home.
You got to
This was
remember where you came from,
got to
bro.
remember where you
Yeah,
came from. I had one mic. We were only doing audio. Um, Obviously, we just recently did video, and I had it sit in the middle of my room, and everything can echo if there's not a ton of stuff in here. And I had Justin and Ernest sit with me, like we watched stuff, and then we talked about it. And
yeah,
it was a long conversation, and I was like, "This is what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be 3 episodes." I split each part into parts, like episode one, episode three, and like every facet of that recording is weird and not great. The
it
conversation is
is.
good.
Yeah,
The conversation
right.
is good. But I was not there with the tech. And even from there, we grew a little bit more when I was like, okay, we can't do this campfire stuff. We're going to pass this back and forth. And that was a lot better. But still, every now and then, you like, I'd say something funny, you hear Ernest laugh, and like in the distance, and then, like the same other way, like,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah.
we'd argue about something, and you're like, I have the mic, and I'm like, I don't care, like we're
Do you want the mic so you can talk shit to me right
and
now?
then it just like you just
Yeah.
hear the sneakiness. I'm like, I'm done. It's like take it. But like, and then when we finally got two mics, it was like, oh whoa, this is the ceiling.
Dude, this is peak right now. Fuck it.
100%.
Yeah, dude.
And then even from that, we started doing Zoom. Like we started doing like because like, gas costs. Luckily, I don't remember. Oh, because I was coming to your place. So this
Yeah,
did
you're
happen.
you're coming over here
We
damn
didn't
near every
specifically
time.
do video because of Ernest's car situation at the time. It's just I was coming
Yeah,
over there for that.
my car got stolen in the middle of all
Right,
of this, by the
right.
way,
He
and
just
we fucking adapted, baby. Thank you,
adapted.
Chris. Yeah.
Yeet. And then from there, I don't remember what it was. I probably just didn't have a lot of money at some point, and I was like, dude, I could really use some time to save on gas. Let's try this free trial with Zoom. Let's give this a shot. And it was so
Oh,
nice.
dude. And except that every time that we would try to hop on Zoom, I would run into technical
It's
difficulties.
true.
Like it was it
It's true.
was
This
every time
image,
that we were
that
getting.
image right there, Ernest, I want you to know you look like you're just topless right there.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Because
these
your hair's
fucking
like on
titties,
the
dude.
on like the sleeves of like your well not
Fucking,
sleeves,
it
but you know
doesn't
what I'm
work when
talking
I do that. It needs to be, yeah.
about. The armpit guys are
But
gonna
I
go crazy.
wanted to like,
Stupid.
look at me,
Oh wait,
Pac-Man.
no, because
Look at
maybe we
me.
maybe we did Zoom because you went on that work trip last year,
That might be why we started. That
and
might
then
be
from
why we
there it's just
started.
like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
because
great.
even I went to Utah for weeks at a time
Yeah.
and still didn't miss an episode,
Nope,
baby.
we were
Let's
still here.
go.
We were still in
Let's
it.
go.
And then yeah, and then fast forward to here, and literally, because like I had been putting it off again, because I was just like overthinking it. I was like, I'm gonna get a better video camera for like a web camera. It's gonna look better and everything before we even
Mm-hmm.
try to do video. And then we've had a bit of a kerfuffle with how the audio listens are happening, stuff like that. Um, but our videos are being seen, so I'm like, maybe our focus needs to be a little bit more on the video. Still putting the audio out there, of course. Um, and that conversation, I was just like, you know what? Let's turn it on. Let's just turn on the video.
Yeah, well, we're like, let's see if the video works. And then once the video was up, it was like, do you want to just do this
You
right
just
now?
want to do it. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
fuck it,
yeah.
dude.
Screw it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Here we
yeah.
are. And here
And
we
here we
are.
are. And that
Yeah.
catches you up on our story. But that is
You're
to
probably
say,
wondering how we got here.
but that is to say, like, because this whole thing started out originally it was just me. My idea was just going to be me having my friends on, and I wanted to use this as a space to meet more folks in like the nerd space, gaming specifically. This was originally called Life is Gaming, and then I realized that the initials LIG. They're just going to add an MA on that, and I'm going to ruin my life.
It was gonna
And
be me. I was gonna do it.
I thought it would be Justin first, but and then from there just covering the gaming news, it was stressful because I realized the moment I turned on a mic, I started sweating. I was just like, oh, I didn't realize this. Like, no one's in the room with me. No one's actually looking at me. I'm not recording live. I'm just like,
Yeah, you can
It's
redo it
happening.
if you want to,
Right,
stuff
right,
like
right.
that. But
But in the moment,
it's
it's just like,
still like, oh,
oh,
people are gonna hear this though. People are gonna hear
yeah,
that. It has to be perfect, like
yeah.
things like this. So
And now we're at
yeah,
a point
yeah,
where we talk about something like a BBC last week, and we leave it in the
yeah,
video. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Shout out to the new Dr. Rose.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, absolutely. And that whole little bit, if you haven't watched last week's episode, you got to be confused, uh, or maybe
But
not, because that actually runs
we
together.
were 100 we were talking about BBC. We just were. And if you
I
want to
definitely
know
was.
how we were talking about BBC, you got to go watch that
Go
last
watch last
episode.
week's
That's all there
episode.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
We're not going to do it again.
But that
We're
is to
not-
say, it's been a fun journey. It's obviously borderline what I wanted from this, like at the lowest level, is just somebody to talk nerd shit with on a regular basis, and that's what we've gotten. It's been fun. I loved it, and like I
It feels
love
so
like
healthy, man.
it is. It's so great. Like whether it's
Yeah.
obviously talking about something negative, like we're talking about layoffs, or getting to just love on a game, or talking about FBC Firebreak. Like it's just, it's just a spot because like when you're younger, you automatically go to your group of kids after between classes, or someone's coming over after school, and you're gonna talk about it over the dinner your mom's making for you, or something like that. When you get a little older, like when I was in college, I had friends over every weekend to play Pokemon cards and watch Toonami when it came back. Um, and like other than that, like we'd have movie nights all the time in college, like where that's how I saw so many B movies because Mick and Freddie are
Yeah.
just big into the horror scene. And then as you get older, not to be too sad about it. I mean, just people have lives and things are harder to schedule. Things are harder
You
to make
drift.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
nobody making the choice to being like, I don't want to see you. There are those, but like, for the most part, your close friends aren't probably doing that. And
Yeah.
I
If you haven't
just
talked to me, it's because I don't want to talk to you. Just
there
so
you
you know.
go. There you go, Jace. If he doesn't
Just
call you
kidding.
tomorrow, you know. Tamia, don't trust him. But it's just a really nice spot, and like I love because it's an annual thing now, like to where he doesn't even bother. Because like Justin, Game Awards, we're gonna record.
Oh
You
yeah.
down? Yeah,
He knows.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this year's gonna be easier than ever. We're gonna live together.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the
Yeah.
same place.
Come to the room, bitch. Fuck it.
Right.
That's it.
I'll just
That's
pick them
all
up. It's it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sit him down in the chair.
and you just right there.
This little mustachioed man.
But this has just been like a really nice thing for me, for us. I'm glad you're really enjoying it too. And like what we're gonna get into here is just ideas, things that we're gonna try out as we go into more, not necessarily the just podcaster role. Like we're full content creation. Like we're trying to make just straight on content
Yeah.
on here.
We're writing
Um,
songs.
you can. I will not stop you.
Yeah.
um,
Hero is back, baby.
Hero Yui. I wonder if Gundam Wing holds up today. It's a very political show. I
No,
can't believe that was
the
a movie.
animation is a little rough.
Whoa.
I'll say
Okay,
that.
maybe I'm thinking of like the better parts. There's
Yeah,
always
I mean,
like,
this is not. It's 90s
yeah.
anime.
There's
Yeah,
a little bit of that grain. So that's literally the Yu Yu Hakusho animation.
it's
It's
some
like
of
it's
the
got a
some
bit of
of the.
that grain.
It's a
I
little
love
bit
it.
more of a slow burn than I remember.
Oh,
I'll say
100%. 100%. Because
Yeah.
I own it and I remember because I bought them used because I was working at a video store and I went to go watch them that night. This is me in my 20s, having not watched it since my teens, like early teens. And I pop it in and like 2 episodes in, I'm just like, they're talking a lot.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Because it's a
it's
political
straight
drama.
up.
It's a political
It
drama.
is. Yes, for sure.
The
For sure,
colonists,
it's a
the Earth
political
folk,
drama.
like it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's why I don't play Final Fantasy 12 a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Too political.
yeah.
Too political.
In which they're all political, but that one's just boring with it. It's all,
Oh, you meant
know?
16. I get you. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I have a lot of things to say about 16, but boring's not one of them. Yeah,
yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
The whole hit the buttons, awaken. It's great. It's awesome. It's so cool.
So cool.
But Ernest, talking about the future of our show, what this is, our channel, not just YouTube. Of course, we're still putting audio out there. We're gonna be. We have not missed a day of TikTok. We're not gonna miss a day of TikTok as long as it is available at our fingertips.
Right.
And then of course like Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. We're everywhere. I want to know because we're going to talk about some ideas, some projects. These are usually conversations we have outside of being recorded, whatnot. But this is all just get to know us, get to know our thought process, and we would love to know if you hear anything here, whether we're excited for, it, whether we're not so excited for it. Maybe we turned down an idea, maybe we approve an idea. We'd love to know your thoughts. Let us know comments, whatever, email,
Yeah.
doesn't whatever. Like it. You can just hit
Yeah.
like and be like, oh yeah, man, that's great.
It,
But
if
Ernest,
it's
I
a
want to
dumb
know.
idea, we're gonna tell you though.
Oh yeah,
100%.
no,
Well,
it's great.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be like, that's a
We
terrible
might
idea.
try
We'll
it, but we
never do
will let you know what we're thinking of it in
that.
the moment.
Yeah.
But Ernest, I know you said you had at least the beginnings of something. I want to hear what you got.
Right. And it's more something that I'm just like looking forward to because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
Okay.
And we've been on the cusp of it a couple of times. We've streamed things before.
Uh huh.
You streamed all of Life is Strange, and I was at least there in the chat.
True.
Um, I streamed PT
You did.
and which I was gonna say everybody should play PT, but you can't.
But if you
And
can, go do it, dude. It's worth your time.
yeah, dude, 100% if you
I
can.
still have my PS4,
But
baby.
if you have a friend with a PS4 that has PT on it, that's
You
the
treasure
only
that. You
way.
treasure that guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
torrent that bitch is probably it. But
Somebody did
but
remake it in PlayStation Dreams, so you can go play it there.
there you go. There you go.
I don't
So
know if it's still up, but yeah.
but very soon, within the next year, less than a year at this point, we're gonna be living in the same place. And I think streaming some couch co-op games
That'd be cool.
is going to be a great way for us to go,
It
because
would.
not only would it be that stream, but it could add to the now visual content that we
Yep.
have on YouTube.
Absolutely.
I think as much as we talk about playing games together, like our shenanigans with multiplayer and whatnot, like
Yep.
I think putting that on display for people to see and
That'd
come
be
back
great.
and watch and things like this would be awesome. And
It would
because
be.
now we could probably find out how to stream on Twitch and YouTube at the
Oh,
same
like
time, that kind
simultaneously?
of
Yeah, I'm
thing.
pretty
Like,
sure.
yeah,
I don't know if
something like
there's
that.
a
Yeah,
follower limit, but
the
for sure
the purple
Twitch.
side,
Yeah.
the red side, that type of thing.
And I'm
But
pretty
yeah,
sure we can stream on TikTok as well.
yeah. Isn't there's like a follower limit thing
I have to
there, isn't
look.
there?
So, to my knowledge, because there's also supposed to be one for going live. We have the ability to go live right now.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know
Maybe
if
you just
something
needed
changed.
200 followers, and
We
we
love all
cracked
of
it.
you. We're
Hell
above that. We're a
yeah.
little bit above that, but we love all of our 200 followers.
And we get about we get one or two every day, and it's a shot of dopamine every fucking
Yeah.
time, man. The other day
Somebody
we got
keeping
like
hanging around.
4 in a day, and I was like, are we
Yeah.
on fucking fire right now, baby?
And then they're all fighting in the chat. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we love it. Love to see it.
But to
Fight
go
each
off of
other
it,
in the chat.
don't do that. As the wonderful Kit Laser says,
Yeah.
be kind to each other in the comments.
Kill
So
each
I have
other.
it right here. Ad stream, 100%. So my idea to add onto that, because everything's on a schedule. You want to schedule everything. You have to. We're adults. We have lives. We change, like we start recording, like we start streaming after we record. Like Thursdays are just a big day for that. Like you record for a podcast, then we spend the night gaming, something like that. And we'll see about the schedule when we get there. Because obviously you have your son right now. I don't know if it's the time to start doing that.
Yeah. A little more
and-
difficult, just like in summer in general for
Yeah,
me.
if he knew how to swim, it'd be different.
He doesn't.
Oh, I didn't know he didn't know how to swim.
Yeah, he sinks. Yeah,
Oh no, get him some little floaties.
he's half black.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm just kidding. I didn't know that either. No,
It's a weird stereotype that's mostly true.
Okay. Wait, have you all
Just
tried to
ask
get
him.
him? Have y'all tried to teach him?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He just sinks to the bottom. I don't know what it is.
Did he eat a devil fruit from One Piece?
Possibly.
'Cause then he doesn't
100%.
matter.
That's pretty much what it is, man. He really gets out there. He does his best. We had him going to the Y for a little bit, which is the way that I learned how to like swim well.
Gotcha.
Was going to the YMCA. So we tried that with him, and no, they were like, yeah, this kid don't got it. Get him out of here. We can't teach him.
Day one,
can't
man.
teach him.
Day one, they got him out of
So,
there. This kid doesn't have
yeah,
it.
man.
Where is he? He's
Oh,
still in the
my
pool.
poor man.
It's just like, oh, we need you to get him
It's
out right
whereas like the other joke is like every Mexican can swim and stuff like that. So like I guess he got his mom's genes for like his forehead and his swimming.
now.
So,
Does he have a big forehead?
yeah,
Okay, I haven't seen him in a
the
bit.
big old noggin, man.
Got it.
Big old noggin.
Oh,
Yeah.
wild. But yeah, that's great. You're a loving father.
Appreciate you, Tamia. Much love.
She sounds great.
Man.
No, just playing. I'm joking. But absolutely, we're gonna be streaming things at some point. I mean, yeah, like you said, we're gonna be living together. Whether we do the full coach co-op, what the hell, couch co-op route, or like something we're able to just connect online, stay in our rooms or whatever.
Yeah,
Because I do feel obviously we're gonna have a
I was
third
just
room.
thinking, like with couch co-op one specifically,
Oh, I'm
like
dumb. I
it
was
would
literally
take
picturing it on the co-op,
it
like
would
in
be
the
one camera.
right. I was literally
Yeah.
picturing it like on the couch where Justin plans to put the couch in the out room. We don't have to do that. It can be one of our rooms where we're like literally playing on our console. Yes, that
This thing is so light, man. Like I just fucking carry it over there. Hell yeah.
regardless though.
Yeah.
But
Your
yeah.
room's bigger, so I'm coming to your room.
Dude, you ready for next weekend, bro? You ready to see it?
Yeah,
Are
I've
you
been
nervous at
stretching
all?
already.
Because I know he's not about
No,
moving. I'm talking about the
no, I've
scenes.
moved a lot. Oh,
Because you're
about
gonna see your room for
seeing
the
the
first time.
space?
Yeah.
No. I'll take whatever I can get, man.
Because I
Like I've
tried not to, because like it is a smaller room. Um, but like even with his description of like because my room is also smaller than what I have now. Um, Justin didn't realize that till he recently came over, and then he's like, "Oh no."
he was like, wait a
Wait a
minute.
minute.
No, man.
Yeah.
I've slept on too many couches and sidewalks and stuff
Mm.
to like ever be like, oh, I don't know if this is good enough for me. Like I don't know.
I
I'm
got you.
happy with what I could get, man.
And
And
hey, man,
like
it'll be a
and
fun,
I get
fun
to
thing.
live with the homies.
At the
Like
homies,
hell yeah,
with
it's
the
gonna be
homies,
great.
we're gonna hear
It's
a
gonna be
cold one
we're either
popping
gonna
over there.
love it or we're gonna fucking hate each
Right.
other.
It's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
interesting.
awesome.
It's gonna be
Either
interesting.
way, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
But no, absolutely streaming. You're absolutely right. Um, and we'll see about it. And we'll see how it all works. We'll see what we're gonna do with that. But it is coming down the pipeline. Um, I will say because talking about because first of all, that's perfect. You brought up a perfect one. I know you weren't like 100% sure what I was even asking of you.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna answer wrong.
There's
you
no
know?
wrong answer
But
because it's literally just like
okay.
Ernest, what are some ideas for like what you want to do for content? So, and I'm gonna bring out the first one that's immediately like it's a time commitment. So Lazarus finished last night. No, it
Yeah.
didn't. It finished Saturday. I'm sorry. I watched it last night. Lazarus finished. I will say, not a big fan. Not a big fan for me. Um,
I'm a
it's
bigger one.
that's fine.
So far, I'm like 2 episodes behind, but like
That's fine. I will say there was no like. Obviously, I held out. I got to the end. Um, but there was no episode that just really made me think, "Oh, this is a Watanabe classic." And to be fair, that's what happens when you make something so good so early on. So it's fair. It's fair.
because
But
it's hard not to compare it to Cowboy
right,
Bebop, right?
right, right,
Yeah.
right. But the thing is, I've watched other Watanabe works that I've been like, "No, you're not as good as Cowboy Bebop." But bro, I love you, Samurai Champloo. Space Dandy. I started Carol and Tuesday. I have not watched season two. I watched season one, and then that is pretty much all I've seen, other than the Cowboy Bebop movie to go along with Cowboy Bebop. Um, but imagine, and there's a lot of variations of this. It's just obviously I finished Lazarus last night. This is where the idea came from.
Hmm.
We watch all of Watanabe's works.
Oh yeah, like we used to do with
It's like
like
a
we
movie
did with
series.
Guillermo.
Yeah,
Like we did with Guillermo.
it's
Yeah.
like a movie
Yeah,
series, like
yeah.
a series in general. And then we have a whole like obviously we have episodes talking about when we finish one of them, just discussion about that.
Right.
And then when we finish all of them, we rank them. Stuff like that. That's an
Yes.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I
Because
love it.
that's why like I said, we're opening up to TV and movies. And I know And it's understandable why. Anime is somewhat considered a separate category rather than just regular television, even when you talk about
Right.
animated television, because it comes from Japan. But at the same time, there's no way we're not talking about something foreign at some point, especially on the gaming side. Like it's just
And also because nowadays, like anime is thought of more like a style than like
100%.
coming from like a specific place.
100%. The
Because
amount of
like
people that call Avatar an anime is
the
insane.
the Devil May Cry anime
Right.
did not
Right.
come from
It did
Japan.
not. It
You
did
know what I
not.
mean? Like that was totally like from here.
Yep.
So but like nobody's gonna argue like, oh, that's not an it's a cartoon because it's from
Yeah.
America or whatever. Like yeah. And in that regard, like Avatar is still a cartoon.
It is
It's
no,
not an
so
anime.
so there
So
is a negative connotation to the word cartoon, but it
no,
is a
yeah,
cartoon. Yeah,
right,
it is a
right.
cartoon.
Which
I
anime
100% own that.
anime are cartoons as
Yeah,
well.
they're just
Like
not from
anything that's
we're not from
drawn
here.
this way.
It's
Right.
just
But people think cartoons and they think like goofy type of
right.
shit. And it's like
Dexter's
Looney Tunes,
Laboratory,
that
stuff
type
like
of
that.
thing.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, yeah.
right, right.
And to
And
be fair,
I
those
went a little
also
bit
have their
more
own
old school with
space.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
only 1 year older than him, motherfucker.
yeah.
But
Really? I'm sorry,
I,
man. Hey, Dexter's Laboratory is like early, like mid '90s, late '90s.
yeah, but I was I want to say I was a teenager getting in there. 11, 12 at the very
I
least.
was
So
so
double digits.
little Chris lore. I didn't have Cartoon
Ooh.
Network growing up. I only had Nickelodeon and Disney. My grandma doesn't have it as her cable plan.
Mm.
I got to stay with a babysitter, and this is like I remember the moment, because he just turned like the babysitter was turning on something animated, and he just fell asleep on the couch. Um, and I didn't know what was happening because
As
like
the
I think
best babysitters do.
right, right, right.
Hell yeah.
And then I was making myself like a sandwich or something in the kitchen, and I came in and I remember seeing Goku on the screen and like him doing a power up. It wasn't the Super Saiyan moment, but like he was doing
But just like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But like it was
Maybe it
one of
was a
those moments,
Kaioken.
something like
Yeah,
that. No, it was like an
yeah.
extreme
Yeah,
moment. Like you hear the
yeah.
music, you hear the world, like the world is rattling around him, and he starts fighting. And from that moment on, just addicted. I was like, I love Dragon Ball. I love Toonami because it was Toonami, and I was just like, this is my life now.
Oh, dude, and then because Tom's there and
Yep.
shit, like
Yep. Steve
fucking,
Bloom,
oh,
baby.
Tom's the
Raised me.
best.
Raised me.
Yes, yes.
Um,
Oh,
and yeah, dude.
Spike and Mugen. God damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
so
Yeah,
good.
dude. Some random car commercials every now and then. What a
Yeah,
delight.
yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
Mentos. I don't know.
But that is to say, I love animation as well. Like I adore animation, and like we cover like if we're talking about animation and video games, we're talking about two things that do have an overly negative connotation to them in like the media space. Because
In that
yes,
they're for children or they're
yeah,
bad for you or
100%.
like they're gonna corrupt your mind and all these different things that
Right.
like
The biggest
people
thing being the
put
child
towards it.
thing, in my
Right.
mind, just because that makes people think it's not worthy of talking about as it being an art form. And like Del Toro has already come out and talked for animation.
Mhm.
Like you'll see those they're used as memes now. They're saved tweets, saved speech fragments of him just being like animation is a medium. Like
Mhm.
this is just another facet of us to deliver art. It is not for children, but it can be, and it is being used to tell stories. And that's the same thing for games. Like yes, and I hate it because it can be you can do it with anything, with any art. You can point out like the shittiest painting and be like, "Is this art?" Well, there's a little bit
Yeah,
of nuance to it because like is Gollum art? It's just like hold on,
but it is.
right? It's just,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like there's more to what is art rather than just like it is a
I
painting
think
art, not always.
I think it has a lot to do with the intent behind it when it was
Right.
created
I would say
and
so.
who is viewing it or
Eye of the
who
beholder
is
stuff. Right.
absorbing it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
because that's what art
so
is supposed to be about, like how it hits you. And then obviously for the artist, what they're able to get out of themselves onto the canvas and whatnot. And we not to get us too derailed because that is a whole 2 hour long episode of just what
right,
is
right.
art.
But this is a perfect example
Right.
of like the things that we can be talking about like
Right.
in these other types of
And that's
episodes and
why I
things
want to
that we have.
talk about like I want us to go back to movies. It's just doing episodes where it's half a game review, half a movie review.
Right.
That's cannibalizing us.
It
Well,
deserves
in
its own
terms of a
space.
podcast, in terms of yes, in terms of a
Right.
podcast, because literally podcast discoverability is almost nothing.
Hmm.
And it's less than that, but if you're not in your category, because you get to pick. And unfortunately, you can't do movies and television. You can do movies or television, video game. Like I'm just like, no, why can't you
Yeah.
let me do
Yeah.
something? Um, and it's a little different on video because YouTube literally you can even just have a setting that you set to be like, oh, I'm like these other videos. And then you've been on YouTube, you see the recommendations. It's like that.
Hmm.
Podcasts don't do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's just
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
that is. So on the audio side of things, it would be a matter of me setting because like I told you, I did find out we can literally have just another like we can have a pod channel, just two separate like podcasts,
Right.
one for movies, one sticking with the games. Um, and yeah, that's where that would be audio wise. Video wise, it all still stays in the same spot because that's perfectly fine. You put your hashtags on there, you promote your stuff the way it is, and you're gonna be good. Because there's tons of nerdy creators out there that just kind of do a little bit of everything. Obviously, we can still say we're primarily a gaming show. That is primarily what we are. But we have some other things to talk about. Like we have movies. So next week, and this is the other reason because I told Ernest we are taking this next week off. I did mean to bring up while he was giving his speech about being like, I love having this every week. I need this because it would have been hilarious there to be like, oh, we're not going to have it next week.
I'll
um,
die without it.
but we have a few things going on next week, and honestly, with the news cycle, it's a good time to take a little break because the week after that, I'm going to ask us to do a double recording because
Okay.
we're going to review Superman
Mm.
and then whatever gaming wise we have going on at that time. Gaming news just forms itself, and I think like that's just kind of the start. Obviously, again on the audio side, I have to see how that's going to work. But for the video, we're gonna have a review of Superman here in 2 weeks. See how the video reviews, the movie reviews go. I also have to be careful because like we show gaming footage all the time. Trailers are
Right.
like tough. Like
Right.
trailers are a
Right.
little
Right. Right.
tough.
Right.
I might be able to
Yeah.
fix like images. We'll see. But it might just be us. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we can just have the poster. That's something to look at.
We're
Um,
good looking
we're
enough.
we're we're working on it. But then the other thing here, and this is so the Watanabe thing, that's just an idea. One that I would really like to do because it's something I plan to do. And again, I'm aware of the time commitment, but we have technically from now till New Year's weekend, we watch every season of Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. I could do that. They're
Because
not
it's
that long
ending.
to begin with. Yeah.
But
They're
well,
not like that.
they're still hour long episodes, but yes.
Oh, true,
I was gonna
true.
say that's
Okay,
why it's
yeah,
not
no, that's a bit of a commitment. So now
um
to the end of the year because that's when it's coming out, or
because
that's
the
when it'll be
last
ending.
part because they're releasing in three
Right,
parts: November, December, and New Year's Day. And then
right.
we talk about that.
Yeah,
Just to have it all in our minds for that whole conversation. Because I was already planning on doing it because like obviously it's been the joke now. There's been big gaps between these seasons, and sometimes with I found with that like it's you kind of detach a little bit from some
right.
characters.
And I might not connect it as much, like connect to it as much as I did when I originally watched
Right?
it because when I originally watched it, I was the same age as those kids.
No, you were not. You were not. You monster. I
And
had a
now as an
second.
adult,
I had a second being like, was he? I knew you when this show came out. No, I didn't. No, I
yeah, it was
didn't.
like a few years ago,
But I
dude.
lived in San
No, no, yeah.
Antonio. I lived in San Antonio,
And that's a big step, Chris, and we're proud of you.
meaning I was like mid 20s. Um, but yeah, no. So that could be something we have down the pipeline there. Obviously at that point I plan to have our audio and everything a bit more set in those ways. But things like that. Um, and of course, we could still do a director. I will say it's a little bit more going off of so art house stuff can be tough. Not to say we're not going to cover it, but I'm talking about in terms of like a movie series.
Right.
Sometimes like I don't think Kronos is going to get your clicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like if we come in here and review Brick, like it might not get
Right.
all the views.
But
Yeah,
now that
yeah,
I say
yeah.
that, if you're getting to the stuff that is mainstream, what does it matter? So you know what? Scratch that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But for the
So we
next,
are going to review Brick. That's what you're telling me.
we can we do have a Ryan Johnson film coming out this year.
Perfect timing.
There you
Let's
go.
compare. Let's compare this one to Brick. Let's do
So,
that.
and you're jazzing me. I love Brick.
The Brick is awesome.
Like,
Yeah, no, I
I don't
liked
know
it.
if I definitely wouldn't put it above Knives Out, but I would put Brick above Glass Onion.
It's a wild little ride. Oh, you would?
I would.
I like
Going
Glass.
off of
I like
memory,
Glass
I would
Onion.
have to rewatch it because, of course, that's
Yeah.
important for a lot of these things.
Even at this point, that was a couple years ago and stuff like
Right,
that.
you borrowed it
And
from
like,
me, and you
yeah,
watched it more recently than me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah, I
fun
still
because it
have
is
your
a high
social
school
network.
detective story, like 100%. It's a high
It
school detective
is.
story.
It
Yeah.
is, and like, and not it, and it's very much like of the time,
Yep, it is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
So
100%.
it's yeah. Watch Brick, y'all.
And because
Watch
of
Brick.
that, it depends on how you feel about how it is with that time and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you hate the '90s.
Do you hate the 90s?
No,
Okay.
I love the '90s. The '90s
Yeah.
was awesome. That
Yeah.
was the best time.
I bet when you hit 30, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Worst thing the president was doing was like fingering people or whatever.
Oh, I bet
It
there was
was great.
worse.
No,
Some
no,
say
he
there
did terrible things. He did
some say
terrible
there were
things.
also wars happening. No, but no, just a lot of things. A
A
lot of bad
what?
things. A lot of things happening.
A war?
But a war. Stupid. Um, but
Not everything sad is war, Chris.
dude, go
Again,
watch Lady Bird. Go watch Lady Bird.
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Uh,
You told me that I could do some of my K dramas,
you can.
and then the K drama that I was doing or that I was watching, it wasn't the best. It's not
Okay.
the best one. I'm gonna finish it, but like it's not the one that I want to start off talking about. So when I get a really good one, that's probably the one that we're gonna start with, and then I
Okay.
can start judging them. You know,
Okay.
but
I'm glad you jumped into
but
this because I was literally about to ask you, Ernest, what is something that you would bring? Like, do yourself?
right, and the thing is, one day, and we've always said one day, and this is probably the thing that we'll hold till like probably last as we get into these other types of content. But one day I'm gonna get in here and talk about these books, baby. I love books. I love audio books.
Mhm.
Especially lately because it allows me to multitask. One of the awards that I give at the end of the year, each year, is book that I most like to. Well, I think I started this last year, but it's going to be a regular thing now. Like game that I most like to play while listening to an audiobook or
Right.
something to that extent. It has a better name. I have it down, but I'm not going to look for it. And
Tune in at the end of the year,
yeah, to find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball. Dude, see, it always comes back.
It does.
And I love these books. I have a very good time with them. I do have kind of a taste, and I know that there's people out there with that taste as well.
You
And
got an author
I
to
don't
comment
have a
on one of
lot
your
of
TikToks.
I don't have a lot of people to talk about these books with.
Yeah.
Not everybody in my friend group is like into the same kind of thing, and my other friend groups even less so. So I the I get to talk about things here with you and with our listeners or viewers or whoever the fuck that I don't get to talk about in every space in every space of my life, right? So I'm looking forward to doing that someday. But so
I was gonna say you
something
can
to look
start that as
forward
soon as you
to if
want
you
to,
like books. I appreciate that.
because literally I also have that. I have a list of things to make sure you bring up in case you didn't.
I feel like my first one would be when I finish the series that I'm currently on, and I'm on book 3 of 12. Maybe I should talk about each one individually. Now that I'm thinking
You could do
about
like
it.
one that's like the first three, since you like starting there, kind of, and then you do each one
Yeah.
as you go on. And then like
And that the thing about these though is that the time varies between them depending on my availability of listening
oh,
to
that's
that
fair.
thing.
That's fair.
Because
That's why it's also not
like
our primary form of content. But that's
right, and like a physical book itself, or even one like on my phone and stuff, I'm gonna be honest, it's probably not going to happen soon where
yeah.
I take the time out to do that, because I'm more motivated now to play video games more than ever.
Yeah.
you know, and I do try to give my time to the other mediums that I enjoy, but like my favorite way to consume a story is through way
Gaming.
of video game,
Yeah.
and to be interacting in there and be like it is, to me it's the most immersive, which is saying a lot because when I read a book my imagination goes fucking crazy, baby. Like I need to like close that book and think about what this person sounds like for a moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like but yeah, man, yeah, so like video games is going to continue to be my thing, and that eliminates a lot of my book time, but I can play video games and listen to a book at the same time.
It's true.
So yeah, yeah, that content will might be very spread out or very close together if I really like something and I'm like, fuck these games, I want to listen to this book. So which happens sometimes, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, man, yeah, but something I'm looking forward to regardless.
And then, yeah, because definitely the books and whatnot. And then if there's anything else you want to think about it. Like bring it to the
Yeah.
table. I want to know.
Okay. Yeah.
One other thing I plan
You're a
to do.
very good listener.
I'm talking.
Yes. Yes, that's why I come here, y'all. That's why I come here, dude.
Everyone else is nice
Yes.
to me, bro.
Yeah.
Um,
Fucking
so
tired of that
and this is kind of something that I've talked about doing regularly. It's just I have not put the full front foot pull foot put my oh my god put my
No,
foot
yeah,
forward
no, I
on it.
like it. Keep going.
Because as you know, we've had Chrono Katie on the show twice. The first time
Woo!
was definitely more of an interview fashion. Oh, we've had her on the show 3 times. I'm sorry, because we had two individual conversations and we had her talk about the Switch with us. Um, I brought her on here. That was the first person I reached out to, period, for an interview of anything, and she said yes, and that spoiled me because I got two rejections after that, and I was just like, now I'm scared. Now
Yeah.
but it is literally the worst case scenario. They just say no or they don't reply, which is completely fair.
Fuck it.
Um,
Yeah.
but something
But
I plan
you
to do.
shoot shot.
Shoot, you gotta shoot your shot. You gotta shoot your shot. I almost like flipped my fucking hat off, man. Um, so I plan to start a series, and I will say this is boiling around because what we've already talked about a little bit. You're hearing us talk about it. We have moving happening. There's going to be a lot of shifting. We're helping Justin move into his new house next weekend, and then literally, essentially, a month from that day, I'm moving into the house with him. So there are a few things I'm kind of holding off on just to see what my new space is going to look like, and I think maybe it can look better than what I have right now, stuff like that. So we're going to see, but I'm I'm gonna call it's a new series that I'm gonna start. I'm gonna call it as of right now. It's gonna be called Creators and Content. I'm gonna just reach out to content creators, see who can speak with me, and obviously give them this platform to speak on what they got going on, showcase what they have, but also come at it from the point of view of somebody who's like trying to fucking learn how to do this because we really don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And you
then
know what?
learn
I
little
say
things
we
as we
give
go.
them the opportunity to say things that maybe they wouldn't say on their podcast or
Well, yeah,
their
fair.
content or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah,
we'll
because
see how that goes.
I said bad words like 3 times this episode.
And
But
it seems to
maybe
be
I
okay so far because you're able to market as explicit, like, and
it's
that makes it
tough.
fun.
It's tough
It's
not
just I
to,
know I do
especially
want to
when you
be
do it 8 hours at work. We do this on a Thursday, which is a work day for me
right.
most days.
Yeah,
And
it usually is for me as
like
well.
I there's like a switch that I turn off in my head, you
Yeah.
know? Like we are not going to curse for these 8 hours. And then as soon as my class leaves, I'm like, cock shit fuck, you know? Like it's bad, dude. It's bad.
It just
But
goes, it just goes, and that's okay.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
But dude, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to that because this is news to me as well, everybody.
yeah, this is
And
just an idea I just
I
had recently.
am such a fan. I'm notorious for being a fan of Chris's ideas, but he does have a lot of ideas, and most of them are pretty brilliant.
I don't know
Sometimes
about
we try stuff out, and well, I think so. And sometimes we try stuff out, and it doesn't work out, you know, and that's totally okay because the sign of a great thinker is the person that comes up with the next idea after the first one failed. And I fucking love you for that shit. I think that's
Thanks.
great. I think that's great. We're all looking forward to it.
Thanks, buddy. And we'll see who
Yeah.
we end up getting, how that ends up working. And of course, on the video format side itself, I was happy to get some video playing for like a lot of our stuff last week. Obviously, on just
Yeah.
the straight up YouTube video, I need more time with that. So we'll just see how that goes. But please keep tuning in and checking us out because these are just some of our ideas. These are just some things we have in the pipeline. We're gonna see what things are like in 3 years from now. When we, you know what we should do? You know
No,
what we should do? Because what,
no.
and we're gonna wait till the 5 year part. Oh man, but that's so long now, and I want to do it. But regardless, so I listen to Kind of Funny, great gaming podcast.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They hit their 10 year anniversary at the beginning of this year, and they had a time capsule episode because they had an episode 10 years ago guessing what the game industry would be like today.
Ooh,
And then they
okay.
came, they of course had to go listen to their stuff, and then they talked and commented on what was right, what was wrong, stuff like that. Needless to say, a lot of things changed.
Yeah.
But like something like that would be pretty cool. I don't know. We don't need to do that every 3 years. That seems weird. That seems more like a 5 year
Right.
thing.
Right.
But
Five
we'll
would
see.
be better, probably.
It would.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see.
Well,
There's just
we
stuff
got to
like
make
that.
that episode soon then. We better talk about it soon.
Oh, because that one
Everybody got
makes
fired.
me 30. Oh God.
Fucking,
No.
fucking, there's no more
Uh,
gaming industry.
but we'll
Fucking
we'll we'll see.
AI runs that shit.
No, God, that's gonna be the
Um,
scariest part of the conversation. Will it be us in 5 years, or will it
yeah.
just be an AI that's taking over
Will
this really
we
small
be
show?
AI? Will
Yeah,
we be AI, dude?
we'll be
They're taking
uploading.
over.
Yeah.
iRobot is happening. Is happening.
I
That's what's
love
happening in 10
that
years.
there's so many more recent like examples of like AIs doing
It's
things.
always
It's just
iRobot
always
driven.
iRobot, dude.
It's always
Always
iRobot.
iRobot.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Because who doesn't love Will Smith? Oh shit.
To be fair, I don't dislike him.
There's
He's got
probably
some really good
better
movies.
examples. No, yeah, no, he
I
does.
Am
He's a good
Legend. I
actor.
was a big fan.
He's
I
really
was a big fan.
yeah.
It's getting a sequel
Hancock.
still.
Everybody loves that one.
Oh well, that was my first
Oh,
date
whoa,
with my
whoa.
first girlfriend was to go see Hancock.
To see Hancock,
Yeah,
that's bad, bro.
it worked out really
No,
well.
no wonder you're not together anymore.
We lasted 2 years. So you get out of here.
No, that's a good run. That's a good
Yeah,
run.
and it was because no, I'm just kidding. It was not because I Hancock.
I think that's as far as I ever made it. I don't think I've made it 2 years straight, honestly.
Oh
I'm
really?
gonna die alone, everybody.
Oh my
But
God! This is the news he was
what?
talking about earlier. Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. No, but he has better ones than Hancock.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
an argument at
The
all.
Pursuit of Happiness, man.
That's a
That's the
sad one. But yeah.
one. That's the
My
one.
mom
He
rented
kills
that movie for us, and then she's just like, why do bad things keep happening? She
She
hates
was
it.
like, that's kind of a snoozer,
Kind of
huh,
a
Chris?
snoozer. She said after Iron Claw. Oh my God.
Dude, me and Chris came out of that movie theater just like
It was
eyes like
rough.
sticky. Like my
Yeah.
eyelids were like
Yeah.
stuck together from crying. And she kind of a snoozer,
I'm
huh?
just
Like,
like, what the hell,
oh
dude?
no.
But it was
Oh
funny.
man.
It was
I
honestly what
love
we
your
needed
mom.
after
She
coming out of
did
there.
not read that room.
At least she was out of the room before she said it.
Oh, we
Oh
love you,
man.
Perrin. You're awesome.
Perrin, you're
You're
great.
awesome.
I don't know why I called you Perrin. I love you, Mom. Damn it. I think that is a sign to wrap things up. Like I said, we're not going to be here next week. So please tune into our content. We're still posting daily, whether it be TikTok, shorts on YouTube. Obviously, if you haven't noticed, it's just the same video. Uh, and then we might have a few other things here and there. We'll see how it's going. But it is primarily for sure gaming news and then anything we beat reviews. I'm a little behind on my Death Stranding 2 diaries that I've been doing. That's because I took a long break of story stuff and I just was doing deliveries. But I'm in the story now. I'm back into doing story. I have some things to talk about, so we'll get those up and running again. But Ernest, for any of our content right now or 3 years down the line, where can people find us?
Or in 10 years. If you'd like to stay up to date with the show, you can find us out here on all these social medias, baby. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. And if you'd like to reach us directly, you can find us at lifeisstorytelling at gmail.com. We appreciate any and all feedback, and we fucking love you.
We love you so much. Yeah, it's really hard not to curse when we've had that as part of our closing for so long.
It is. It is. I thought about it right now when I said it.
Oh man, no, don't
But
change
we
it.
do fucking love you,
We
though.
do.
You know,
We do.
like, yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
any feedback, let us know. I know a lot of things we've pitched here aren't necessarily groundbreaking. There's plenty of people doing the things we talked about, but just let us know because honestly, feedback's
Yeah.
gonna be the best way that we can grow. But Ernest, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for just chilling with me again. all the love, and everybody tuning in and hanging out. Thank you all for being here.